Timpview football has a remarkable history. 11 state titles, 8 in 11 seasons from 2004 to 2014. So many legendary players from that dynasty who have gone on to star in college and in the NFL. It's been 8 years since Timpview has won a state title. Now a new generation of stars wants to change that. All-American Spencer Fano and BYU commit Siale Esera lead a team loaded with talent. A hungry group focused on winning it all. They faced a program with a great tradition of their own. A heartbreaking finish in last year's semifinals ended the Orem Tigers' run of 4 consecutive state championships. A group of young but talented players remember that pain, and it's fueled another run to Rice-Eccles. It's a region rematch between crosstown rivals, Timpview versus Orem, in the 5A semifinals on Game Night Live. And it starts right now.
A KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium for our second semifinal of the day, featuring Timpview and Orem. 2 region rivals, 2 crosstown rivals who get to meet here again on the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium. Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson, Sylvester with you. And Sly, you're looking at both of these teams. I'm going to start with Timpview. They got a freshman quarterback. That's right, a freshman quarterback, and he's really good. Helaman Kasuga. It's easy on him, though, because they've got so much talent on this roster, but he's been outstanding, especially last week in the quarterfinals.
Yes, we saw him last week against Wasatch, and he was terrific. We're just like a true freshman really leading Timpview to this amazing record, amazing team, and he is every bit of it. True freshman or not, this guy can sling the ball, and he can run this offense with extreme efficiency. It's going to be a joy to watch today.
Now on the other side, Orem is a team that had 4 straight state championships. That streak ended last year on this very turf in the semifinals. There's a lot of players on that team that remember that. They're going to be highly motivated here. Everyone's looking at Timpview, and they're going to say, Timpview has no problem winning this game, but this Orem Tigers team has a lot of fight and a lot of talent.
Yeah, no question. Of course, Coach Gabe Sewell, he knows exactly what fight is all about, and he's been fighting all year and getting this team in this position in the semifinals. You know, Roger Saliapung is going to have something to say about it, and Lance Reynolds III as well. These guys are terrific talents, and it's going to be on full display. There's a reason why they are here in the semifinals. Of course, they got rich history, but of course, as you said, crosstown rivals, that brings another aspect into the fold here. So I'm expecting a really good game against these two.
A rematch this season. Timpview won the earlier one. Orem has a shot at revenge. Timpview's got some great talent. Siale Esera is a linebacker that's committed to go to BYU. And, of course, the All-American offensive tackle for Timpview. We'll talk a lot about him today, Spencer Fano. Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast team, Dusty Litster. Dusty, your thoughts as you get ready to watch this matchup. You've seen these teams tangle so many times before.
You know, JJ and Sly, you guys did a great job really previewing who both these teams are. And when you look at them, it's a matter of who's going to come out. In the first matchup, it was 62-42, Timpview taking that ball game. At one point, it was 14-13 for Orem. Had a chance to talk to Lance Reynolds II and talk about what they're going to do differently here. As he said, hey, guys, he said, look, man, we got to be able to figure out what we're going to be. We have great things schemed up. It's a matter of can we do it? He goes, that defense is really good. We expect them to do the same stuff. He goes, if they change it up, we'll have to get there too. When you look at these two teams, for Orem, no matter can they run the football. Iyangi does a great job, and Toa does as well. Can they move this defensive front from Timpview? Because if they don't, we know that Timpview offensive line's really good, and Micah Beckstead gets rolling along with Helaman Kasuga. It could be a long day for the Golden Tigers. But none of these teams, neither one of them, no love lost between these two. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch both these two guys go at it.
Yeah, no question. My fault. I thought it was Lance Reynolds III.
Lance Reynolds II is the offensive coordinator.
His father is
Lance
the offensive coordinator.
Reynolds III is the QB.
So they keep it in the family there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's been a lot of Reynolds to go across. I played against a few of them.
You did.
Oh, yes. But he's a talent as well, and, you know, not a senior either, so he's got another year here in this program to develop and make some things happen. But, you know, as we talked about earlier this year when we covered Orem on the first week of the season, his Sunday dinners are quite interesting.
Oh, man. I can't imagine what's talked about and discussed. That's pretty cool. The opportunity you have to learn from some great, you know, just in your own family, some people that have seen so much. Of course, Lance Reynolds, his grandfather was a longtime assistant coach at BYU. through the Lavelle years and even beyond. So a lot of experience in that family. They've seen a lot of football and a valuable part of that Orem Tigers football program. We are getting ready for kickoff. Timpview will kick. Orem will receive in this 5A semifinal game. If you missed it earlier, Lehigh advanced with ease, defeating Stansbury 42-0. So the winner of this game will play the defending 5A state champs next Friday. The kick is off. It's into the end zone. There will be no return.
Yeah, I truly believe what Dusty said is quite true. It's who's going to get the start first here. Who's going to start quicker and keep resilient. They got to be consistent throughout this football game in order to stay on top of each of these. Are two great competitors, and we've said it through every broadcast. I really believe that playoff football is something different. So whatever the previous matchup was as far as the score being ended, it is what it is. You're here now, you're here today, you're here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, and I think they're going to make a statement, whoever decides to jump out first.
Lance Reynolds III, the quarterback. He's going to keep, and we got a flag already. Play number 1.
Block in the back. Those tricky crackback blocks, and a defender turns his back, it's easy for you to get a block in the back instead of hitting on the side. Good play, picked up 3 yards, but with the penalty, it's definitely going to push him back here, and it's going to be a tougher start for Orem.
So Orem will be backed up, 1st and 20. Trips to his right. Reynolds going to throw in the pocket.
Lots of time.
Now it collapses. Now he gets out of there. Very mobile. Reynolds on the run. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Nice job handling the pressure by Reynolds, the junior quarterback.
Plus a yard. I think it'll be 2nd down and 9 here. Great job by Reynolds. First of all, he had plenty of time. Great protection by this Orem offensive line, but escaping the pocket, not forcing the throw, tiptoeing down the sideline, picking up 11. Great job.
You know, guys, and Lance Reynolds is a great athlete. This kid's been a starter on the basketball team since he was a freshman.
Wow.
I mean, this kid is more than just a quarterback. He's a terrific athlete as well.
Yeah, he told us earlier this year, I'm a little smaller than my uncles.
You think? Not much there. The Timpview defense swallows that up on 2nd and 8.
His uncles, of
Cialia
course.
Serra in on the tackle.
Big offensive lineman for BYU and in the NFL. Great job getting that TFL, though. Makes it 3rd and long here. And it's how you start, man. It's how you start to get you momentum. But you got to have consistent play here. Here they are coming in and out of the huddle.
Right there's a Serra, the BYU commit. Keep your eye on number 54 if you're a BYU fan today. He will soon be a BYU Cougar. They could certainly use him at the Y. Reynolds going to keep on 3rd and long. That's not going anywhere. That Timpview defense swallowed him right up. And Timpview forces an Orem punt here on the first drive of the game.
See, that was more of a safe play. And I don't know, man. This is the semifinals, and I think everything's about rhythm. So, you know, right now momentum is in Timpview. They played well. They got him backed out on a penalty. They got a big TFL there. Now you're getting a 3 and out here and punting to them. You know, so if they do anything on offense, they'll have a little bit of momentum and could be tricky.
Allred takes the punt at the 40. Breaks the tackle, but we got flags. Allred gets it up to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and that'll be a
Jackson
penalty on Timpview. That'll push them back 10 yards. So they'll flip the field essentially. They'll start on their own 30-yard line.
So Timpview's going to have their first offensive possession at 9:49 here in the first quarter. Once we get this call taken care of by our officials. There's that big offensive line for Timpview.
Number 4 offensive lineman in the country.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, they'll start on their 35-yard line here. Got a bump, got a bump. Yeah.
Micah Beckstead.
He's a load. I mean, first of all, they didn't bump, so they kept everybody in the box on the run, and they still couldn't stop it. Micah Beckstead just running with extreme aggression right there. As soon as he got contact, he got about 4 to 5 yards after contact there. That was a beautiful run. Stretch.
Another nice run. Could not keep his balance to stay in, but Beckstead's off to a great start. Micah Beckstead, the Timpview leading rusher this year. He's had a first-team All-State kind of year. 1,557 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns coming in to this game.
Well, that'll get it done.
Yeah, that's impressive. When you got an All-American at offensive tackle, that helps your cause. Leading a very strong offensive front. Little dancing. Beckstead again, we got a flag down. This could throw a wrench in Timpview's drive here. We'll wait for the call.
That wasn't as planned.
That was Spencer Fano. That's an All-American. Even the All-Americans get caught now and then, right? We'll talk a lot about Spencer throughout the broadcast.
That's a big play right there. Orem bringing the blitz from the strong side of the formation. Great job, caught some of the pullers. Had amazing penetration right there, but Inase Matinam comes through and makes the play.
2nd and 23 from the Tigers' 46-yard line. Kasuga looking deep, takes a shot.
Intercepted.
That's intercepted. The Tigers have a pick. A lot of room to run. Brings it all the way back to the 37-yard line. Timothy Toa.
Wow.
What a big play by Toa. And the Tigers have a chance here to do something.
Well, that's surprising. Kasuga's been taking care of the football this year. He has not turned the ball over that often, but threw it right to the defender. He looked like he had pretty good protection, but sometimes throwing into that south end zone where the sun is at, things kind of look a little different. But here, a great job by Orem, returning it all the way back to the Timpview 37-yard line. I would take a chunk play right here. I'd go up to Roger Saliapunga or one of your receivers. Just go deep.
It's going to be a run play. Nothing there. Tackle for loss.
As we've seen last week.
That was true toe on the carry.
This Timpview defense. Wow.
They're
Sideline
great.
to sideline speed. They are all over the place. Those linebackers that play in the alley, you're not getting much sideline to sideline unless you got some Deion Sanders-esque type of player on your team, because the way they play this defense, they are extremely fast. You're going to have to go over the top. Wasatch tried that. I think they found some success last week, so that's why I say that they should have went for a chunk play on that first down.
Taniela Makasini, the sophomore DB, made that play. Orem right back at it on 2nd and 12. They pick up a lot of it here.
Job makes it second.
Nice play. That's Faleti Iyongi. Playmaker for them. He's having a great season so far.
10th grader, sophomore.
Just a sophomore.
Hey guys, on this 3rd down, I would keep your eye on number 3, Asher Young. They love getting the ball to him in these short situations.
Young, a junior wide receiver. Keep your eye on number 3. Good toss out to Iyongi. He's going to try to get to the sticks. Cuts it up.
Oh.
Second effort might have got it done.
He squeezed through. That's a short spot right there.
They are marking him short.
If they had replay, I'd go for it. But either way, it's 4th and inches. And I think this is a way you got to go for it.
You got the momentum from the turnover. They do have a good field goal kicker.
Got to make it happen. Substitute Iyongi out for Cole Johnson here, a little beefier running back. And see if they try to run it right down the pipe against this big defensive line.
They'll try to keep the momentum going off the interception. 2 backs. Reynolds is going to hand it off up the middle. No problem there. They pick it up with ease.
True Toa.
Look at the push up front. True Toa gets it.
This is a good 4th down conversion here. Picking this up. Exactly what you need. Straight ahead, all business move right here. No messing around. I don't need to go side to side. I am making a business decision here, and I'm getting this 1st down.
How about some love for that offensive line? Kaiki Akana, Misi Poti, Max Shakota, Marley Filianga, and Alex Hansen getting the push there on 4th down to keep this drive alive. Now the Tigers at the 24, 1st and 10. Reynolds in trouble, gets rid of it. Well executed play. That's another 1st down.
This looks way different than that first drive, didn't it?
It does. Cole Johnson with the catch and the 1st down. And the Tigers got momentum. They're rolling.
Great job right here. Great job in putting 2 hands on the football as well. You know, getting in traffic, you put 2 hands on the football. I am not fumbling this thing. Let's not mess up this opportunity. You know, Orem has an opportunity to get points off of turnovers, which is huge.
Using up some clock, too. We're down to almost 5 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Tigers with a great start. They'll try to punch it in here. Up the middle, it's a hole, it's open, into the end zone! Touchdown, Orem Tigers!
True Toa.
True Toa, what a drive he had. The Orem Tigers strike first in this 5A semifinal.
Well, how about that? As we said, points off turnovers is huge, but look at this run. Ooh, one more. Ooh, that is a definite run. That was a true run right there.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But
that is a true talent right there.
He is truly special.
I'm sure he's heard them all.
Hey guys.
Kawe Akana with the extra point attempt to give the Tigers a 7-point lead here in the 1st quarter. It's good.
Great job right there. Defense first, right? You're going to need defense to win championships, and that's exactly what's happening here. Great job by Orem at getting the turnover, taking advantage of the opportunity. You know, Mekhi Beckstead he did a tremendous job on those carries up there, pushing them back. They got a penalty, made the freshman throw the football, and they capitalized. Put somebody in that passing lane, got an interception, and had a really good interception return.
We were talking about this in the last couple of days. It's one thing to go out on your home field or on a high school field in a small stadium and do your thing. It's different coming up here.
Yeah.
It has a different feel, different dimensions. Everything's different. And it's especially difficult for quarterbacks to adjust to the tighter hash marks, the environment, the bigger stadium. And we're seeing that. We've seen some quarterbacks that haven't been here before come in here and struggle a little bit to get going.
No question, it's a different feel. It's not like you can just come out here and make it happen. But those intangibles, right? The hash marks, the look of the timing, right? It's 2:30. Normally these guys play around 5, 6 p.m., 6, 7 p.m. And so that's different too. You know, there's a lot of variables that go into playing the games. It's just like when the NFL goes overseas, right? Yeah. And they're playing, of course, early here, late there, with that jet lag and all that stuff matters when you're going in. And so for young guys like Kasuga, who's getting his first taste of Rice-Eccles Stadium, you know, I don't know what's affecting him or what could affect him, but that was just not a good throw. Now, he's an extreme talent. That may not be the case for the rest of this game, but, you know, that definitely felt it on that first drive for Timpview.
Kasuga's had an excellent year. For a freshman to come in and lead the Timpview offense, a program this good, is just what a phenomenal young man and a phenomenal talent. You think about how good this could be 4 years from now when he's a senior leading Timpview to a situation like this. Such a bright future, but for him the future's now. They're trying to win a state championship, and they expect him to make plays.
Oh, great job.
Kazon Villa's wrapped up.
Yeah.
Nice special teams play.
And that's great. That's great for the coverage team because they had 6-man front, right? Which means they only had 5 people back to lead the wedge. And as soon as you break past that front line, essentially you can split that wedge and make it real easy. And that's exactly what happened there. They got a great job of splitting that wedge and cutting off the forward penetration of the returner and marking that ball inside the 20. That was great coverage by Orem.
Jake Yamamoto with the special teams tackle. Timpview takes over now at the 19-yard line. It's going to be another handoff. Beckstead.
And he is falling forward.
We are going to see a heavy dose of Micah Beckstead today.
Got 4 yards on that. On this, I mean, that's contact around the line of scrimmage, and he fell forward for another 3 to 4 yards. That's great. Tempo, tempo, tempo. No huddle offenses. I love it, and keeps everybody on their toes and attentive.
Kasuga, he comes, he gets rid of it. Thrown to the outside. They couldn't get on the same page there. It was intended for Tay Nakua.
And now Tay Nakua is a talent too. If you guys see the deep ball today, I think Kasuga and Tay Nakua have a connection. We saw it last week at Wasatch. These guys connecting on the deep ball is something special.
Also, Jared Esplin's caught a lot of those deep balls this year from Kasuga. All those guys had a big game last week against Wasatch in the quarterfinals. Coming up on 4 minutes to play first quarter. Kasuga on 3rd and 6. Connects! Tay Nakua inside the 20 before he's taken down. We were just talking about Tay. They couldn't connect on the last play, but this one right in stride.
It's like they went right back to it. They're like, no, let's get that back. Let's run that back.
Let's do that again.
And that's exactly what they did, connected with it in stride. That was just awesome. Tay Nakua unable to run away from the defender, but that was beautiful.
Barker with a touchdown-saving tackle. Timpview goes run on 1st down.
Falling forward.
How many freshmen can throw the ball like that?
Right? That was a beautiful
You're 14,
throw.
15 years old. You're here at Rice-Eccles Stadium at the semifinals, and you throw the ball 40 yards on a rope downfield like that. Kasuga is an exceptional talent.
There's some great young talent in this state, right? We were just talking about Devon Eka last game and his potential here, and then Kasuga's been putting it on display all year.
Room to run. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Timpview. Kazon Villa with the catch and run. Villa's played quarterback, receiver, running back. He does a little bit of everything for this Timpview offense. He's found the end zone a lot this year.
I heard he even passes out water.
Whatever you need, Kazon Villa's got it. Villa has 845 yards rushing this season and 10 touchdowns. And he's also been able to do it as a receiver. That's his 5th receiving touchdown of the year. Blocked extra point, so we gotta.
That's the penalty, though.
We got a flag, so they're gonna redo this.
I think he touched the long snapper there.
Back to Kazan Villa. He also was 45 of 64 for 536 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions as a quarterback. He completed 70% of his passes as a QB.
Yeah, they're talking about leaping.
Yeah, he must have touched
But he can come
center.
off the side, right? He can jump the guard. He can't jump the center.
The Orem coaches aren't happy about this.
He pointed the wrong way there.
He did.
But we were just talking about this with Bobby Wagner on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't touch the center. So I don't know the rules. If Dusty,
There's no leaping at all in high school, I believe, right, Dusty? That's my
I
understanding.
don't know. They've been doing it all day.
Well, yeah, there's a different thing. I'll get an explanation from another official here in a second. But yeah, you can't leap with the ball as a ball runner unless there's 3 parts on the ground. But I'll get a clarification here in a minute.
It is different than the rules in the NFL and college.
Yeah. Because I was seeing it earlier in the earlier games we had. People were trying to do the leap. Everybody wants to. As soon as Bobby Wagner does it, it's a.
Football is a game of trends.
Yes, definitely is.
These young men watch the NFL on Sunday. It's like, I want to do that. That was pretty cool what Bobby Wagner did. I want to do that. I'm going to try that in practice.
I've seen the best do it. Wow.
This is a lot of drama for an extra point.
Well, you said crosstown rivals, right? You're going to see a lot of crazy things that could be.
Yeah, this is odd.
Yeah.
We've been here for like 5 minutes trying to get this extra point taken care of. And finally, it's executed and it's through. So we have a tie ball game, 7-all. Here in the first quarter, here's another look at the Kazan Villa touchdown.
Great job, great vision, great crisp throw off the snap from Kasuga. Get into Kazan Villa, as you said, the Swiss Army knife guy runs the ball, catches the ball, has a nose for the end zone. That's what he does on that play there. Gets end zone, ties this ball game up. This is going to be a seriously interesting game. Great job by Orem taking advantage of the turnover. And then Timpview with the answer, marching straight downfield with the big conversion catch to Tay Nakua from Kasuga. We're going to see a lot of that in this game, I think.
Timpview with the answer. 7-all. There were 3:12 left to play in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout, tied up at 7 here on Game Night Live.
All right, oh, let's get it. Put your hands down like this. Yes. 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 Yes.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC.
We are back at Rice-Eccles Stadium. 3:12 left to play first quarter. We're tied 7-all between these crosstown rivals, Orem and Timpview. Two of the most successful programs in the state over the last decade or two. Iongi on the return.
3 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Mentioned successful programs. Timpview has 11 championships overall. Quite a history. Tackle made, but not before a first down is gained. That's Roger Saliaponga, one of the best receivers in the state.
Big body.
Speaking of young talents, just a junior.
Right. And he's 6'4" and a guy that can move. I look at him up here in the booth, and he does not look like he's 6'4", but you get down next to him, oh, he's every bit of 6'4", fast, athletic. I remember when we were at their practice earlier this year, he was racing guys on the field. He's one of the fastest guys on the team. Got a lot of talent on this football team.
Oh, they do. Both these teams loaded with talent. It's each and every year you know that both these programs are going to have that. Two minutes to play, first quarter. Reynolds gonna keep, play action, right back to the running back who can't handle the catch. Iongi, the intended receiver.
I think the initial fake was too good. If you're gonna throw back to him, you gotta make it a really crappy fake so the defense doesn't go to him at all.
Right.
Right, and I think it was too good off the snap, and that defender was right there ready for it.
Bring up 3rd and 8 from the 40. Donnie Atawaya, the first-year Timpview head coach, on the sideline. And Orem's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, this was a crucial 3rd down here.
We'll take a timeout as well. 1:55 to play first quarter. Orem and Timpview tied at 7 in the 6A semifinal on Game Night Live.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
This is Scott Wild with Riverton Chevrolet, the Chevyweight champions, and we're proud to celebrate our 100-year anniversary by sponsoring Utah High School athletes through Game Night Live. Now back to JJ and Sly with this week's game.
Back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. 1:55 to play here in the first quarter, and so far this game has lived up to the billing. We're even right now at 7. Both teams have found the end zone. Orem took advantage of an early interception, punched in a touchdown, and Timpview came right back and did the same. And now Orem is facing a 3rd and 8 from the 40 on their 40-yard line. Waiting for the media timeout to complete.
Come on, Cages.
And we're a go. Here we go. Back to the action. On the whistle, here we go. 3rd and 8. Reynolds is going to throw. Over the middle, it's caught. Saliaponga. He's just short. He's a yard short.
That's crazy.
And I,
it's a great play call, though.
It is.
I really like this play call because
give Siale-Acera some credit. He was right there on him. That's a next level linebacker making that play. Most linebackers in the state couldn't do that. Saleaponga would have had a first down.
Exactly. Saleaponga's an amazing athlete. 6'4", big body frame, can literally, as you tackle him, lunge over and get that first down. But great job by Acera at pulling him down just shy of that first down. Here's another 4th down conversion. Let's see if they can convert.
It's 4th and 1. Reynolds might pooch punt it here. No, they go for it. And they got it. First down, Orem.
True Toa.
This is 2 4th down conversions here in the first quarter for Orem. Excellent job again. I'm gonna pump up that offensive line. 4th down play, 4th and short against a tough Timpview front, and they went and got the job done.
Great, tough yards by True Toa right there. Finding his way, understanding I need a yard. I'm not dancing around, but I found that hole, and he accelerated through it and picked up that first down.
New set of downs for Reynolds and company. The first play of this series is a catch.
Asher Young.
Asher Young with it.
As Dusty said, we'll say his name a lot more tonight.
Yep, that's a gain of 5. That's what you want to do on first down.
You guys, it's interesting on the short yardage situations. We did the Bountiful Orem game, Jeff Hansen and I, and Jeff started calling those situations 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 as Toa time. Because that's where they turned over and over and over again.
I like that. Toa time is delivered each and every time so far in this game. 2 for 2 on 4th down. Reynolds with the pitch. Iongi's going to try to get to the outside. He's got speed.
Oh, wow.
He's close. That great effort by Iongi to get some positive yardage.
They cut him a little short there. I thought he picked up a couple more yards.
The Orem fans aren't going to like the spot, but he did pick up 2 on the play.
Let's see, this is great speed to the edge because they had him dead to rights in the backyard. But you see, it's kind of where the ball ends up, not exactly where his feet is out of bounds. And I think the ref spotted where his feet was. Let's see here from this angle. Maybe that's a good spot. That's a good spot.
That is the end of the first quarter in this 5A semifinal between Orem and Timpview. We are tied at 7. We will have the second quarter right after this on Game Night Live.
Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental.
At UCCU,
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Everybody's here. The band's here, the cheerleaders, the dance teams. The entire school gets to come out here and be a part of this. This isn't just about the football teams, coaches, and players. It's about the entire school and the entire community. Great to have all these kids out here showing off their talents and creating an unbelievable and unforgettable atmosphere for these high school football semifinal games and for the teams that are going to be in the championship games next Friday. We hope everybody gets a chance to come back and do it again. We're about to begin the second quarter here on KSLSports.com. We'll plug there in the stadium. As we begin the second quarter, Orem will have the ball 3rd and 3 at the Timpview 43-yard line. An impressive start for Orem. They've looked very sharp. in the first quarter. They'll try to continue that here. But a big play here, 3rd and 3. They've already converted on a 4th down on this drive. Reynolds has been sharp at quarterback so far. In the pocket, got time, throws over the middle. That's caught. Down to the 25-yard line. Asher Young.
Wow. Look at the patience by Lance Reynolds here. Delivery over the middle, let his progression go, let the first under route go, which helped clear out that second slant route coming through by Asher Young. Amazing job by Reynolds there at being calm and comfortable in the pocket. He looks like he's in the zone right now. He is really in control, managing this offense, getting his pre-snap reads, and going through his progressions really well.
We did an Orem game week 1 against East that Orem pulled out at home. It's a great win for them. But we're seeing Reynolds' growth from game 1 to game 13.
Right.
And it's pretty impressive.
Yes. Yeah, we know he was a little unrefined early in that season. They squeaked out that win against East. But, you know, even from the last game of the year.
Yeah, we saw him week 12 week 10 against Lehigh.
Yeah, he's just doing a terrific job leading this team. They are the number 11 seed here in these playoffs and coming all the way through these to the semifinals, and he's a big reason why.
2nd down and 9. Another run play. So Toa gets some work here.
Well, this Timpview defense didn't get a lot of run action against Wasatch last week.
No, they did not.
Wasatch throws the ball almost every single down. And so this Orem offense, they are definitely, with True Toa, they are running the football effectively, essentially. They're doing a terrific job, especially on short yardage downs. It's something you don't see against this Timpview defense that much.
Another Toa run up the middle. It's not going to get there. On 3rd and 5.
Picks up a yard.
You see Setaveni, Tokelau celebrating that stop, plugging up the middle there. Little love for the defensive front there at Timpview.
Kick a field goal here.
So they're going to bring the field goal kicker on. Kawe Akana. This will be from 35 yards to put Orem out front 10-7. Kick is up. Oh, it's blocked. That's a live ball. Timpview picks it up. And now it's loose again. And recovered by Orem. No, it's still loose. Who's got it? That was possessed by Timpview, right?
So that would be a new set of downs, right?
Exactly.
Oh, my gosh. How about that? Who got the football?
That was possessed by Timpview. He began a return and then lost the ball.
Well, they're going to continue this, but it looks like the Timpview guy was down.
Timpview did get it. Timpview comes up with the ball.
And the scrum.
Huge special teams play by the Thunderbirds.
Well, if Orem would have recovered that, that would have been a new set of downs at the 40-yard line here. That would have been interesting, but great job by Timpview at blocking that field goal. Every point matters.
I did not see who got their hand on that ball and blocked it, but that was a massive play there. Orem with a great drive, but it comes up with no points, and now Timpview can take the lead on this drive. Isaiah Vaya with the carry. They get Vaya involved. He had a touchdown last week against Wasatch in the quarterfinals. Vaya, a junior. Another underclassman that's playing a big role for this Timpview team.
Got a lot of talent on this football team.
2nd and 8, Beckstead patiently finds a hole. He's stopped.
Definitely going to need multiple guys to bring Beckstead down.
Tackle made by Iniasi Matina.
Great job. This is a big 3rd down for this Orem defense. If they can get a stop here, they would make Timpview punt. after the blocked field goal. And Coach Sewell knows that. That's why this is a crucial timeout. I love this timeout by Coach Sewell. This is a big, big third down. This is not something that you just brush by. This is huge for this first half. Of course, we are 8 minutes into this, or 8 minutes left in this second quarter. This is a big timeout, big third down.
We'll take a break as well. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 4 Timpview right after this.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
Rice-Eccles Stadium, home of the 5A semifinals. Tomorrow, we home of the Utes again when they take on Stanford at 8 p.m.
I am and am not looking forward to that.
Looking forward to the game, not the weather? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the sidelines looking like Senka from Cool Runnings. Just freezing.
Everybody think about Sly on Wednesday or on Saturday night. It's going to be a long one. We'll be out here until midnight.
I know. I'm not going to leave until like 1, 2 a.m.
Oh, Kasuga completes the pass right at the sticks. That's a first down. Villa with the catch. Nice ball.
Great completion.
Just continue to be impressed with Kasuga. Right. We had that interception earlier in the game, but this is 2 weeks in a row we've been watching him here on Game Night Live, and it's just, he does not look like a freshman out there doing this. Beckstead again, bottled up, no gain on that play. So he's 2nd and 10.
We can please believe the state of Utah is going to be blessed with Kasuga for the next 3 years. It's going to be just completely amazing.
Both of the quarterbacks in this game are underclassmen.
Right. I mean, I see Kasuga being one of the top quarterbacks coming out in his draft class or in his recruiting class.
They're going to penalize that. It looks like a false start.
And JJ and Sly, I think one of the interesting things with Kasuga being a freshman, it's at Timpview. This isn't, don't knock, this isn't Jackson Dart at Roy, right? Or Fences at Jordan. This is a starting quarterback at Timpview. Britton Covey didn't start as a freshman, didn't start as a sophomore either. I mean, name the guys. None of them are going to get 4 years like Kasuga.
Kasuga, plenty of time to throw. Looking downfield, it's caught. Tackle's made, but not before they have a first down.
To Jared Esplin, that was...
Jared Esplin with his first catch of the game.
Look at the patience. Look at the patience here. Then the delivery, that's a long comeback route, right? Very long, but his patience in the pocket was just something to marvel at, honestly.
How about that offensive line?
Right?
Like a brick wall. They didn't allow anybody in there and gave Kasuga all the time in the world. He's amazing as a freshman, but it helps to have an offensive line like that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Luke Otawaya with the carry. No, they're going to give him 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Now inside the 30. They're at the 29-yard line. Tackle made, about a 3-yard gain there. Giovanni Seui with the tackle. Brings up third down, 3rd and 4. Another important moment here for both teams. 3rd down conversions. Beckstead, he's got it, and he's got a path into the end zone. Easy touchdown for Micah Beckstead. And the Timpview Thunderbirds take the lead. He walked into the end zone.
But this tells you this was a great call because you're running away from the blitz, right?
Yeah.
You want to pass towards the blitz. You want to run away from the blitz. But if you miss a tackle, it will cost you in a blitz because you're blitzing everybody, so you're not going to have as many people, on the back end between linebackers and safety because you're blitzing. And so if you miss that tackle against a guy like that, especially, you're going to be hurting.
McConaughey's extra point is good, and the Timpview Thunderbirds take a 14-7 lead. We got 5:51 left to play in the first half. Another look at Beckstead's touchdown. Again, offensive line play.
Right.
That was, you create a hole that big, you pick up the blitzer. I mean, guys are just flying right by Beckstead. The offensive line locked everybody up.
Missed tackle right there. That you can't miss that tackle. You can't.
That was their only chance because everybody else was locked up.
Well, I mean, they did an amazing job of sealing.
Yep.
They sealed because there's slanters in there. In that defensive blitz, there's slanters. But that offensive line, especially Spencer Fanu, it was right off Spencer Fanu's side right there.
It's an All-American tackle.
Right. But he did an amazing job of cutting off the slanter, and that hole opened up. Just amazing. Great execution by the Timpview offensive line. And Mekhi Beckstead did a tremendous job of finishing that run. He's a tremendous talent as well.
5:51 to play here in the second half. Or sorry, in the second quarter, first half.
In the match, Timpview won the second quarter 28-0 in that preseason matchup. So this last 5:51, it's a really big deal, especially for Orem, where that last game was at 62-42, but a 28-0 second quarter.
So far, or at least Orem's only given up 7 here in the second quarter, so that's a much better.
Right.
That's a much large improvement over that 28-0.
It was 14-13 at the end of the first.
Wow.
And Orem was winning the ball game. Really interesting.
It's always fun to see these rematches in season, to see how the teams improve when they play each other the second time around. We're going to get to see potentially 2 of them next week. We know either Orem or Timpview has already played Lehigh this year, so we're going to get a rematch one way or the other in that game. And then, of course, the 6A state championship, where Skyridge and Corner Canyon are going to tangle once again. Corner Canyon got the best of Skyridge earlier in the year, but Skyridge was without their starting quarterback, McKay Hillstead.
Who we saw yesterday, and he looks good.
Looks ready to go. Squib kick, Orem takes it. They're up past the 30-yard line, down to about the 33. That's where Orem will start this drive. I figured they'd like to burn up that remaining 5 minutes. Timpview will get the ball first to start the second half. Orem with the chance to match here as they start this drive from the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Quick pass outside, little bubble screen. Asher Young with the catch. That's a gain of 6. We've seen a lot of bubble screens blown up the last couple of days. So to see one go for 6 is impressive. 2nd down and 4 from the 39. Reynolds has trips to his right. Do it again on the other side with Asher Young. He's close. His knee went down just a yard short of the marker. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
All right, great. And as Dusty said, what time is it?
Yep. It's TOA time.
It's TOA time.
I love when my notes make it and stay in the broadcast line. Thank you.
Hey.
Memorable statements. Memorable statements.
Yes.
Making it happen.
Well, Toa's a junior, so there's going to be Toa time next year, too.
Keeper.
Ooh, Reynolds keeps.
A fumble.
Ooh, he fumbled it. Ball's on the ground. Timpview might have it. Reynolds lost it, and the
Timpview.
Thunderbirds take over. He had picked up the first down, but he could not hold on to the football. And Dusty, like you said in the previous matchup, things got out of hand in the second quarter. Timpview smelling blood right now with a chance for another quick strike after the fumble.
Well, we said it was Toa time. Should have gave it to Toa. But
I like the read. He got the first down.
You just got to protect the football,
yeah,
right?
The problem is you have is, and I'm saying this as somebody who played quarterback a long time ago, once upon a time, you have got, as a quarterback, you have got to secure the football because you're not used to running with it, depending on the offense you run. But even if you do, you've got to hold it like a running back. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Kasuga over the middle. Ooh, that was almost intercepted.
Great read by the linebacker. He wasn't even, Suga was not looking.
Timothy Toa. I believe Timothy Toa was the one that had the interception in the first quarter, correct? He almost had number 2.
Man, that was just a great read because Kasuga was not looking at him at all. And he just got to pull that down.
Already in motion.
Blitz coming.
Screen pass. Ooh,
great read by Orem.
And it allowed Orem to come up and make the tackle. Give credit to Jared Esplin for making that a positive gain because Orem was all over that screen.
That's what it takes. That was a good blitz. Got the pressure coming to where it made Kasuga have to throw the ball up, so it hung up there. So those short smoke screens are supposed to be timing really quick. And the fact that he had to hang the ball up there allowed the defense to recover and stop that for no gain.
We've got a timeout here, 3:55 to play in the second quarter. Timpview leads Orem 14-7, and they're on the march once again.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy.
3rd and 8, Kasuga.
Great defense.
Oh, it's locked up and knocks it away. Great defense. That's
great
number
defense.
9, Ammon Iono, with a great play at the cornerback position. The senior defensive back breaks up the pass. What is Timpview going to do here? 4th and 8. Should punt, but they might be tempted here with the lead to get bold here and take a shot. They're going to be lined up in an offensive position. Whether or not he pooch punts it, we'll see.
Yeah, this is pooch punt territory right here.
Yep. Nope, he's going to throw it. Kasuga over the middle. Too high, it's incomplete. And the Orem Tigers defense makes a stand.
And you give them 3 minutes and 30 seconds to drive 55 yards. That was a decision. I don't know. As momentum, you got a great freshman quarterback, but Orem's been playing really, really tight defense. Pinning them back on the offensive side of the ball would have been where I'm at, but you're giving them a short field. They had a relatively short field when they did score the opening touchdown. But here, I think the Orem offense is getting an opportunity here to make some things happen.
So the Reynolds fumble does not hurt them on the scoreboard.
No, it didn't.
They
Didn't even change
right
field
back.
position. It was right here.
So it's like it never happened, right? Sure, that's what JR3 would like us to think. He's going to go deep, take a shot down the middle, wide open. Iyangi's got it. 25 down to the 20-yard line before he's taken down. Faleti Iyangi, a sophomore wide receiver.
He is special.
The Tigers are in the red zone.
He is special. Great seam route right there. Came wide open. Great delivery by Reynolds. Orem is knocking on the door.
Hey, Sly, that was the dream, right? That's the NCAA 2014 all verts. 2x2. Caught him in quarters, didn't he?
Yeah, sit in the seams and make the safety make a decision, right? You're going outside, you're going inside. The safety stayed over the top, and it was a great delivery by Youngie and Reynolds at connecting on that.
Jeff Tuha made the touchdown-saving tackle. If Youngie broke that one, he might have taken it all the way into the end zone.
We know he has some speed.
No doubt about that.
But how about the resiliency of Orem? You guys talked about it, the fumble from Reynolds. The defense doesn't hang their head. I was right here on the sideline. They weren't hanging their head. They came right back out, got them the ball back. They got a chance to tie this game going into halftime.
Yeah, that defense is huddled up right now, talking about this is what it's all about. We got to keep going, keep on it. No matter what happens out on that football field, we got to stop them from scoring and get our offense the ball as much as possible.
I've been impressed with Orem's resolve here so far. They have they've been punched in the mouth and punched right back. In the red zone, a chance to tie this up before half. Reynolds with trips to his left. He's going to keep. Avoids the rush. Going to get positive yardage out of this. Even push about. He's got about 4 around. They're going to mark him at the 17. So a 3-yard gain for Lance Reynolds. Clock runs. We're coming up on 3 minutes to play in the half. Second and 7. Reynolds connects with Youngie. He's wrapped up really quick. In fact, he loses a yard. Haven Halliday, number 15, made the tackle.
This defense is so fast. Good closing speed, great finish right there by Haven Holiday.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6 from the 16. Under 2 minutes to play. Reynolds going to follow a block. He's going nowhere.
I'm not liking these quarterback keeps.
Siale Acera. Not the first time we've called his name today, and it won't be the last.
Yeah.
Acera with the tackle for loss.
I'm not liking the quarterback keeps, or I'm not even liking Feletti Youngie being your lead blocker. That is, it's not a good look. And then I don't want to go for another field goal and have that blocked again.
No, you don't want that repeat. So 4th and 7, I think they're gonna give it a go. They're 2 for 2 on 4th downs already in this game.
I mean, why not?
This is a semifinal game. They got nothing to lose.
This is what you got to do. You got a 1-2 grind, right? Dusty, you got to go. You got to go 2x2 here and 7 routes from the inside slot. You're gonna have Roger Saliaponga on one side, which I'd put him on the left, and run him on a corner route right to that back pylon right by Utah's locker room. That's gonna come wide open, whether they're in zone or if they're in man coverage right there.
What are you throwing underneath it? You're going to run a curl on the outside and open up that corner out?
No, you run a curl. That's normally the route, but I would run an in route so you make that corner come inside even more so he's not able to recover on the 7 route. So you run an in route, you make that tight, or even run him as an under. But what you got to do is you got to get Saliaponga, which he's lined up right there at the tight end position, but you got to run him on that 7 route. This is what Springville would do.
I agree with you. You got to find Saliaponga here. Got to get him the ball. Reynolds. Oh, he's blown up. The play's blown up because they got the rush. Reynolds looking now. He's just got to keep it. He has nothing there. The Timpview defense shuts that down. They brought the house, and it paid off. The pressure got to Reynolds, forced him out of the pocket. He was looking that way. He was looking towards where Saliaponga was going to be, and he had to pull it up.
If he had 1 second, Saliaponga came open.
Yeah.
The deal is, what was so great about it, why he wasn't open quick, is because of all of the rerouting. They had guys running in front of him, so Saliaponga had to fight his way through that defense to get into the route, but he did get open, but they flushed Reynolds out to the opposite side, so he wasn't able to see it. Saliapunga did come open, but if he had just a little bit more time. So great job by the Timpview defense at rerouting the receiver and putting pressure on the quarterback so he's not able to see the open guy.
So Timpview takes over on downs. The first fourth down, Orem was not able to convert. So Timpview's got 119. They've got a good field goal kicker.
And they also got Tay Nakua on board now.
Yeah, they've got some deep threats. Let's see what they can do with 119. Kasuga's going to look that way. Plenty of time to throw.
Yep.
Going over the top. Not there.
The receiver.
You called it. Tay Nakua had his guy beat, but the throw was just a little too long and a little too outside.
That was a great double route by Tay Nakua. He stayed a little long on the initial route, and he came out of there. But Kasuga's got to put that on the money. Tay Nakua had his DB beat by at least 4 or 5 yards. That would have been a nice completion for a big, big gain.
It's going to be a handoff this time, and Orem swallows that right up. Clock will continue to run. We'll see how aggressive Timpview gets here. Remember, they do get the ball to open the second half, so they may not be as aggressive as they would be otherwise. They're going to let this clock run. 3rd down and 11. I don't think they want to give the ball back to Orem at this point.
It's one of those surprises that Orem's not taking the time out here.
Yeah. They have one left.
Yeah, they'd still be in the shot zone even after a punt.
Let's see what they can do on 3rd and 11. Kasuga, plenty of time to throw as he has all game. Going to go back over to Tay Nakua, and he's stopped quickly. He's not even going to complete it.
Uh-oh.
Broken up. Ooh, Tay Nakua's hurt. He's hurt badly.
That was great defense by Dallin Hill right here.
Yeah, Dallin Hill gave him credit for breaking this up, but it's a dangerous play with Nakua way up in the air, landed right on his shoulder.
It's a dangerous throw. As a young quarterback, you got to understand, like, I cannot throw back across the field and leave the ball up like that.
Yeah, he's grabbing at his shoulder. You can see him come down on his shoulder violently.
I mean, it could be a couple of different things, from his back to his shoulder. Like, yeah, he came down, and that was just not unfortunate. Oh, he's up.
How about this? Tay Nakua is right back up. He's going to head to the sideline.
I think he had the.
Nice, so
looks like he's going to walk that off and be okay. That's good to see. Tay Nakua.
So they could get a good punt return here.
Orem has a chance here to do something. 27 seconds left. They're going to get the ball back. Around midfield at least, right?
At least.
Unless they let this punt bounce, which is, we've seen a little bit too much here in the semifinals, 6A and 5A.
Is that another false start? False start.
That's going to back them up even more.
Right.
With no time off the clock.
No time off the clock, you get 5 extra yards. That is huge. Yeah, that's nice. Can almost dial up a pressure to make sure the kick.
Absolutely, you got to send them, right? You got to go try to block this.
Because okay, say I'm not even gonna put that energy out there. No roughing the kicker here. No roughing the kicker.
No, they're not. They're going to back off and try to return this. It's a high punt.
Fair
caught at the 45. The coaches aren't going to like that.
Feletti
He had some room.
He is a speed guy. He should not. He should have took advantage of that, because he could make that one guy miss and everybody else was blocked up. He could have got at least to the 30-yard line. That's where they scored quick on the first drive of the game.
Right,
or the second drive of the game.
Here comes the Orem Tiger offense. They got 23 seconds, but they got a short field. At the Timpview 45-yard line, they could, at the very least, try to put themselves in a position to attempt another field goal and hope it doesn't go the way it went before.
We can go to Dusty's all verts here. Make it happen.
Trips this side, you can go all 3, right?
Triple seam.
Find Saliapunga. Reynolds looking that way. Taking a shot. Nobody's there. Nobody's there.
Pressure's getting to him. You want to get the ball out quick. I mean, they got a timeout. They got to just complete a short pass here. They got to They got to complete a short pass, at least get to the 35, 30-yard line so they can attempt a longer throw towards the end zone. That's what they got to do.
And the clock does stop when the chains are being moved.
Yeah, because, well, that too, but they have one timeout.
Yep. They have options here.
Yeah, so I wouldn't try to go for it all here. Just get a chunk here so you can get closer. Work the sidelines.
Reynolds steps up in the pocket.
Run
He's going to take a shot. Now he's going to run. He's got a lot. He's into the middle of the field, down to the near the 20-yard line.
Timeout, coach.
8 seconds left. Now they're going to throw a flag late.
Call timeout.
This is going to be an extra 15 yards, guys. They got a helmet-to-helmet hit.
Now it's interesting because they're going to add 15 onto that. He was already down to the 22. This is going to put him inside the 10-yard line. Unless they do half the distance to the goal from there.
But they hit each other. They didn't even hit the quarterback. They hit each other. Look at this.
On that last drive, when Reynolds got tackled, there was a whole conversation with the coaches and the officials about that hit at the end of that drive. Because I was a little bit warmed up for this one.
Huh. Well,
so 6 seconds to play. We'll see where they officially place the ball.
11-yard line.
Yes.
So
you got some options here. You got a shot in the end zone.
You can at least do 2 plays here.
Yeah, with the timeout, you can take that shot.
I would put Roger on the island over there, draw a whole bunch of attention.
First round of the playoffs, Saliaponga made a catch in the corner of the end zone with one hand. Clock will start on the snap.
Call timeout. Call timeout right now.
So they've got to stop the clock.
No, the clock will stop, guys. He gets an option because of the penalty. So they had elected the clock will start on the snap.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought on his go.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I thought it meant on his go. Got you.
1st and 10 from the 11, but more importantly, 6 seconds left. They've got one shot at the end zone here.
Play clock's going.
The snap, the throw into the end zone, too high. 1 second left, they'll call timeout.
No,
they don't even have to do that. Actually, an incomplete pass. They will not call timeout. They won't need to, but they're going to bring on the field goal kicker.
Are they bringing on the field goal kicker?
They're going to attempt a field goal, try to get some points. Went for Asher Young, and it wasn't there.
Great defense right there.
Really was. Takalesi Alui-Lakepa did a great job in coverage there. So Taki with the excellent defense.
Yeah, I would talk this over. You get a second, get an opportunity. I got one shot. I got 10 yards. Throw that ball, throw a rocket right into Saliaponga. I would motion them around so they can't fixate on him. Throw a rocket right to him in the slot. Have him drive his leg because he's a big, strong guy too. He's not just 6'4", but he is strong. Drag a couple defenders, almost do a slant route from the slot.
They're going to attempt the field goal, guys.
Yep.
They're going over the block. They're trying to fix the block situation.
Get points here. And the way this game is going, you'll take anything.
So Kawe Akana will attempt a field goal from 28 yards. The kick is up. And it is good. The Orem Tigers get points before the half. They execute that drive very well. Probably would have preferred the 7, but they'll take the 3 into the locker room. Terrific half, guys. 14-10. Timpview leads Orem. This is exactly the kind of game we were hoping for in this 5A semifinal. Timpview with a 14-10 lead. Both teams have to be pleased.
It was awesome. I mean, you really do. Both teams. I mean, Timpview started with an interception. You know, Orem came down, got points off turnovers. You got a blocked field goal. You know, didn't seem to hurt them, the Orem Tigers here. But Mekhi Beckstead's having a good game rushing the football. Lance Reynolds is really balanced all across the board. I really wouldn't give an edge to anybody here. Kasuga is getting used to this stadium, but still throwing some great balls. Tate Nakua is a deep threat that you got to be aware for every single time. But, yeah, it's been a great first half.
We'll be back here in 15 minutes with the second half. Now let's go down to the KSL Sports Rewind, guys, with a halftime show.
Welcome into the happy crew, Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart, and Jeff Hansen. Look what happens. Dane and I are usually pretty straight-laced.
Yeah.
You bring in a former lineman and a recruiting guy, and look what happens. Hey, that first half was a party. Let's play that. Low scoring, but Dane, that was as fun of a 24-point first half as I can recall in a while.
Well, and I think, look, Orem, what a fantastic game plan for them, first of all. And it started with the defense, right? You go early on, and you get an early interception, and I think that really stymied what Timpview wanted to do offensively and bought Orem time to hang around. And look, they make the field goal at the end. If they kick the field goal earlier, they're right in this ball game, right? And impressive first half from the Tigers.
We'll talk about it being a party. The party game of choice was who wants the football, right? And we see here, it was just, there's so many big plays early on, and you kind of thought this was going to be, a real slugfest, fist fight in a phone booth. And then it became this comedy of not necessarily errors, but who can get the ball, who can move the ball, who can keep the ball, where's the ball.
You know what it is? They need more Toa time. This was a great run.
Great run. And it was Tim Toa who had the interception. How'd they get the ball? Picked it off, right? And so fantastic job by the defense, and it is finished off here by True Toa.
I have the solution for Timpview. I have the solution for Timpview's offensive woes. Just hand Micah Beckstead the ball.
Yes.
Every time. Like, all respect to Helaman Kasuga, but this is the Micah Beckstead game. Just hand him the ball.
Well, I tell you what, I was really impressed with Kasuga in that first half. Here's the first of 2 touchdown passes. That ball he throws, we'll show here in a little bit. Well, I guess I don't want to jump it, but I was super impressed with Helaman Kasuga. But if you're Orem, I mean, it is a little bit more Toa, but I love the block on this and what it could have led to was pretty epic.
And this is big Cialia Serra coming through. Love the burst there. 54. Man, he's had a monster game today for the T-Birds.
I had a tweet about Cialia Serra during the game. I called him a cyborg because he's just this big, freaky human that he's just huge. And you see him on every play. His ability to just move whoever is in front of him. Amazing.
By the way, this run for Beckstead, we asked how many yards after contact.
A lot.
That was all 30 of them, right? He's contacted in the backfield, doesn't matter. 14 finds the lane, takes it to the house.
It's super impressive what we saw from Micah Beckstead in the first half. And I agree, Jeff, more of that for the blue and orange. I don't want to say it's a different game because, I mean, you're up, 14-10, right? It's a little bit more. But if you're Orem, missed opportunities. You're in this ball game. But, Jeff, there's a bunch of opportunities left out there for the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, there's been points left on the board. And then offensively, they've had defensively, rather, they had a couple of times that they could have made key stops on third down, and they just weren't quite able to do it. Yeah. They weren't able to contain Beckstead. If that defense could shore up just a little bit, this could be anybody's ball game in the last possession in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you talk about Helaman Kasuga. He's been the one to kind of keep Timpview in it when they needed a big play to try and get there. And I think, he's still a really young player. He's showing a ton of maturity right now. And I think, they've missed some opportunities. Timpview has. So has Orem. But I think the bigger storyline is that Orem is where they are. Because I didn't think about midway through the first quarter there, I was afraid that it was going to get out of control.
Orem is where they are, and Lance Reynolds hasn't played particularly well yet.
Whoa. We need to talk about that.
All right.
What you looking at, kid?
I'm ready.
I'm waiting for something awesome to happen.
There we go. Hey, so halftime stats, all right? You look at the first half of this matchup, Orem outgaining Timpview 177 to 175. Great, right there. Right. Passing yards, 99 for Orem, 106 for Timpview. How about this line for Lance Reynolds in the first half? 10 of 13, 99 yards through the air, and 7 carries for 44 yards. He's been dialed in.
He's been efficient, but he hasn't done what Orem does, and that is push the ball deep to Asher Young. He hasn't found Roger Saleapaga down the seam, and that's what that offense is predicated on.
But you could argue it's been to their strength today because they had interceptions in the first matchup, right? And so if you try to get too greedy, you end up giving the defense opportunities.
It's true. You're going to have to be greedy against Timpview.
Well,
I think that's where it is. They're going to have to try to take it.
Sooner he's got to find that right pass. That ball to Asher Young in the corner, he has a touchdown. Yeah. And that's what it is. But he comes off Lance Reynolds the second, talked to Lance Reynolds the third. He goes, hey, we had him.
Right.
And it wasn't that it was a terrible ball. He just misses it. He had the fumble, and the defense backs him up. I think the difference for Orem in this matchup, maybe some of the stuff that would happen in the middle of the year, is that the defense doesn't hang their head. They came right back out. They get the 3 and out, got the ball back to Orem, which is what makes this second half so intriguing because it could have been 21-7. Yeah. It could have been a lot worse if you're Orem.
And they're very stylistically different teams, right? Timpview is not 5 yards, but 8 to 10 yard chunks. That's how they roll their offense, right, in the run game. Orem is kind of that big play machine where they want to hit Saleapaga on the seam or something like that. And I think to Dane's credit, what the game plan from Timpview has allowed Orem to do is be more of a ball control offense. Yeah. And that's kind of kept this game a little bit closer. But to Jeff's point, they have to get to big plays in the second half. The whole point was keeping it close in the first, right? Now your defense is playing with confidence because they haven't had to go on and off the field and on and off all the time with this explosive offense. Now your guys are in it. They believe, right? They know they can compete. So now it's time to go out and let it rip.
Yeah. I'm ready to make a prediction for the second half. You ready for the prediction? I think Lance Reynolds Jr. was playing a little bit of the rope-a-dope in the first half because they were on a ton of quarterback run, a pretty conservative third and longs and things like that. I think they open it up in this.
I got a prediction for half number 2 too, and this is more Q Via.
Yeah.
You think about that first matchup: 8 carries, 144 yards on the ground for Via. He hasn't had a rush today. It has been Beckstead, right? 9 carries, 60+ yards, but 25 of those on 1 carry. He's averaged about 5 a touch. He's been the only back to get carries out of the backfield. They need to get Via going, be that in sweeps, options, other options. They need to get the ball in his hands more.
Jeff?
My prediction for the second half is that it takes until tomorrow for the color to come back in my face and my bones to thaw. It is getting cold, and we talked about this in the second game yesterday. The cold can become a factor. As the sun goes down and the shade comes over the stadium, it's cold, and mental toughness becomes a question.
Let me confirm for the only one of us that's not sitting in the tower. That is true.
It is
true. It is true.
It looks super cold.
When those shadows came over, I was like, oh, man. Because I was like, let me hang out in the south end zone. And it just didn't stay.
I was there. I felt the shadows, and then I immediately went to the box.
Don't waste time. Brian, your prediction.
Well, we're going to see a lot more fumbles, I think.
You think so?
The ball is getting colder, and the difference in the temperature really will make a difference, right? But also, incompletions, tip balls, because we saw that a little bit in the Corner Canyon versus Farmington game.
Yeah.
And even into the games after that. So I do think that you're going to see a lot more of that back and forth. But
I think it'll feel like that last 90 seconds or so where every time you look at the field, you're like, how did they get the ball? Like every single time there's a possession.
Two troubling metrics, one for each side. One for Orem, 2 for 4 in the red zone. Obviously you had a blocked field goal, right? But you've had opportunities in this game could easily be tied up or leading. 2 for 4 in the red zone for Orem. Would love to see that at a higher ratio if the Golden Tigers are going to get a win. And for Timpview, what has been the undoing of Timpview in recent years in playoffs? Penalties. And we've seen it again today, right? 5 first-half penalties for Timpview. Hard to overcome that. You have that against a Lehigh group. I know Lehigh had penalties today too, but you do that in a state championship, that can be a barrier to getting your end goal.
I've got one last prediction. Timpview, y'all want to win? Put Micah Beckstead in, because that guy will take them to the house all day, every day.
He is Boobie Miles in this situation. You got to run 14-2 next week, because I agree with you. If you want to rely on 2, he's just young. I mean, look at if they keep running 2-man buzzing under, he's going to throw another one.
Yeah.
He almost had one, and it's just because he's young.
He's just
nothing
young.
else. They're setting him up.
That's high school football, though. That's this game. That's why I love high school football, because it's execution mixed with randomness mixed with 3 fumbles on 1 play. It's why I love college football, too.
And that's the other thing, too, because you talk about cold. How are all your fingers doing? Right?
They're not great. I appreciate
you're trying to grip. I've got a hand warmer for you, but you're trying to grip a football, right? And it's one of those things where it's like, you think you got it, and then it just and next thing you know, it's like, how'd they get the football, right? It's one of those where it's hard to throw a cold ball in cold conditions, and especially for youngsters who 14-year-old, right? What's the size of the hand? I mean, that's hard.
We talked about it, Dave. What I'm really anxious to see from Helaman is he is going to have to make plays. They may not ask him to go out and win this game, but at some point he's going to have to make a big play. That's just the nature of this rivalry, right, between these two teams. We watched him. There was one play in particular that we watched Helaman Kasuga go through 4 progressions all the way across the field. Yeah. He did not look 14 years old on that play, and that's the ability that he has.
Can I give you my favorite 2 plays from that first half from Helaman? Play number 1 was an incomplete pass. It was a beautiful ball where Roger Seliaponga rocks him. Yeah. He stood in there, took it. The very next ball was the ball to Tain Nakua. The very next one. When that ball came out of his hand, that did not look like a ball out of a 14-year-old's hand.
No. And that's what I talked about in the pregame, is his ability to take a hit and work through it and be better is so advanced for a 14.
I need to find out if he has older siblings, because I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, buddy. Only children.
But Brian knows I love him to death.
We always know how Brian
I'm
gets
the
the ball
I'm the
house.
fifth of 6, so I got beat up, nicely now.
Well, I ate all my siblings apparently in the womb, so I just grew up to be the size of 6 siblings. So it worked out for both of us. Just like it's going to work out for both of these teams when we get to the second half.
Yeah. But Brian, I mean, to your point, I mean, this is where that has to go. And the run of the football is going to be really, really big.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more. Let's go 2 keys apiece as we send this back up to JJ and Sly.
Yeah, so one, Tim Toe's been extremely impressive for the Orem defense, has the interception, almost had a second one, and he's been a monster in terms of attacking machine. Keep an eye on him. I think that's the guy, if I'm thinking about getting that passing game going for Kasuga, he's the guy I want to keep an eye on. But I agree, run the football if you're Timpview. Clean up the penalties. I think things will work itself out. The ball control for Orem has been spectacular. If they can keep that going second half, they've got every bit of shot in this game.
I'll do one for both teams. The first one is emotional control. You've got to keep your emotions in check and play under control in the second half. And that coincides with my next point, which is special teams, because I feel like it's already had a huge influence.
Yeah.
And whoever wins that battle on special teams, those 2 things will interlock, and I think it's going to be a big part of it.
He's a Utah fan right there. Huh?
That's good.
I want to see some Siale Acera swagger. That dude has the ability to control this defense, and he can free things up for guys like Mate Moanga on the defensive line with his play. He's got to play with some swagger. I was on the Timpview sideline in the first quarter, and there was a play where Siale was coming to make the tackle. Yeah, and then he let up. Yeah, that's where the sun was. He let up. His coaches ripped into him and said, hey, no, you go through the play, and if you get a late hit, you get a late hit. But when he let up, the guy went for like 7 more yards. I want to see more swagger from Siale Acera, and Orem has got to get Roger Saliapaga involved.
They've got to get him involved.
Not have him involved.
They have to get him involved. Okay, so my 2, number 1 is penalties. Treat penalties, especially 15-yarders, like turnovers. Because I'll tell you right now, I've listened to all of it down here on the sideline. That one at the end of the first half was set up from the drive before, where officials like, hey, you're going to clean this up or this is going to get out of hand. There's going to be a bunch of yellow flags and some 15-yard penalties. Treat them like turnovers. Personally, I believe that one. That's number 1, who has less of those. And number 2, who gets their ground game going consistently. Because if they don't, whoever does that, I think is going to walk out of this thing, come back next Friday to take on Lehigh. Be really, really interesting. But we want to know who that is. We'll come back here after the postgame show. We're going to talk about whoever is in it. It's going to be an All-Region 8 championship, just like in 6A, it's All-Region 4. We're going to wrap up what happens here in the second half and get you ready for next week. As man, this has been a lot of fun today. Yeah, teasing Brian and all. It's been an absolute blast. But for Dave Stewart, Brian Browder, Jeff Vance, and Dusty Lister, let's send it back up to JJ and Sly.
Brothers?
How'd they get on the...
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
KSL Sports, Game Night Live, and UCCU congratulate all this season's winners of the $500 UCCU Assist Scholarship. High school students from all over the state have been considered for this award for service rendered to family, school, and community beyond the rigors of busy schedules, great grades, and extracurricular activities. UCCU and KSL Sports value these students for going above and beyond all expectations. Final scholarship winners for the season will be announced next week during halftime of the state final football game to be streamed live on KSLSports.com. Thanks to UCCU for their dedication to these students and their willingness to give them a UCCU assist. UCCU, love where you bank.
This is Scott Wild with Riverton Chevrolet, the Chevyweight champions, and we're proud to celebrate our 100-year anniversary by sponsoring Utah high school athletes through Game Night Live. Now back to JJ and Sly with this week's game.
All right, oh, let's get it. Put your hands down like this. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 5A semifinals. Halftime here between Orem and Timpview. Timpview leads this game 14-10. Sly, it felt almost even, right? Timpview does have the lead, but Orem was right there with Timpview blow for blow to show you just how even it felt. When I'm looking at total offense and yardage, Orem 177, Timpview 175. Doesn't surprise you, right?
177 and 175. It's almost like they ran the same offense.
Right.
But great job on both sides. Both quarterbacks are doing a tremendous job. It's going to be who's going to have the last possession in this game, right? It's going to be great. Both of these defenses are playing great. We got turnovers in this football game, but it's going to come down to who has the ball last and who's going to make the decision.
So, Orem, what do they got to do in the second half? It felt like their offense was a little conservative.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, they're still in this football game. They're only down 4 here, and I just think that Lance Reynolds did a great job. He was at one point where we said, like, he's in the zone, right? So take what the defense gives you. They gotta have to take a shot down the field with one of their playmakers. But I think you keep it even, attack the middle of the line of scrimmage. This is a very aggressive Timpview defense, so you gotta run, you gotta do your double slants as you did in there, and work those slant routes, those hitch routes right in the middle, and I think they'll march down the field.
Trutoa was great in that first half. We just saw some of his highlights there. And for Timpview, defensively, they've been great. There's been some penalties that they've had at inopportune times right there that kind of allowed Orem to get those last 3 points. But if you're Timpview, you got a freshman quarterback out there playing on the turf for the first time. He had that one interception, but he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's confident. He shrugged that interception off like it was nothing and throwing the ball very, very well. Had a big connection to Tay Nakua and trying to get him again. But Kasuka is a tremendous talent, and we're going to see a lot of him in years to come. But in this game, if he wants to pull this out and get into that state championship against Lehigh, he's going to have to connect on some of those balls down the field. They're going to call upon him late in this football game, him and Mekhi Beckstead to come through big for him. But I think that they'll do it.
Would you feed Micah Beckstead more to take pressure off the quarterback?
I mean, you just give this guy the ball and watch him work, right? If you really want to control a football game, control a drive, you give it to Mekhi Beckstead and you watch him work.
One advantage Orem did have in that first half, time of possession, almost double, 15.5 minutes to 8.5. So Orem did a great job with ball control in that first half. Let's see what they can do in the second half. Feels like they need some more explosive plays to figure out how to win this game, but it did feel about even in this first half, just as you would expect from two crosstown rivals in Region 8. Two programs very familiar with each other. Two programs that have a lot of pride and a lot of success. A lot of state championships combined between the two programs. So we'll begin the second half here shortly in about 30 seconds as they get ready to kick it off. Orem will kick and Timpview will receive.
Yeah, Timpview starting on offense, look for a shot. I think they're going to take a big shot here to start the second half, get the momentum back on their side. So if I'm a DB, I'm going to look for a deep fade route or a deep post over the middle of the field. So these, I see a big shot coming out here to start the half. Maybe start a run with Mekhi Beckstead, but they're going to take a shot right after that or either right before it.
Waiting for our friends on the TV side to give this a go. Looks like they're about ready to line up.
It's like everybody should jump to the streaming side. It would be a lot better.
Shameless plug. The winner of this game will move on to the 5A state championship game against another Region 8 team. The defending 5A state champions, the Lehigh Pioneers. They took care of business against the Stansbury Stallions, 42-0 earlier today.
Test. There we go.
Guys, one of the things we talked about, this is a crosstown rivalry, but there is one fan base that they both share, and that is Laie, Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
When they played in the regular season, they put out stuff on Twitter, and it had Utah time and Hawaii time. So they share one fan base, and they share University Parkway. So
absolutely,
2 things.
There's no secret that both of these programs have a lot of connections on the islands. And those of you watching from the islands, we appreciate you tuning in. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Two great programs going head-to-head here.
The Polynesian culture has made such a great impression on football in the state of Utah.
Massive.
I mean, as we said, Timpview is maybe #1 school with the most D1 potential athletes on their roster, and a great portion of those are Polynesian athletes. And Hawaii time seems to work here in Utah.
No question about that. So any of you around the world watching right now, we appreciate you tuning in. That's the great thing about streaming these broadcasts, is you can tune in anywhere in the world where you have access to the internet.
Yeah, and Gabe Sewell, after this game, is going back to Hawaii.
Once Orem's season is over, that is correct.
Yeah. They win this game, get to the state championship, that would be a great send-off for him.
We're going to kick off the second half right now.
Great job.
Gets it out near the 25-yard line. They're going to mark it probably around the 23.
Again,
so
great
Kazan
coverage.
Villa with the return.
Great coverage by Orem, cutting off that penetration with the blocks, understanding when there's two guys together, you split them and you cut off that runner's forward progression, make them cut back right into open defenders, and you knock that out. So great coverage there by the Orem defense, or by the Orem coverage team.
So Timpview's going to get the ball first here in the second half. Let's see what they do here. We're going to get a heavy dose of Beckstead. I think so, right up the middle. And Orem does a good job closing up that gap in the middle. He gets 1 yard. Sly, if you're Orem, do you really focus on containing Beckstead and then trying to force Kasuga to beat you with his arm?
No, because Kasuga got a great arm. so you can't, you got to play
Pick
even
your poison?
kill. Yeah, you really do.
Or you just go what Peyton Manning talks about, go too high and force them to run you out of it.
Yeah.
You're saying too safety high?
Well, they remember it's done the whole thing from Peyton Manning last year. The other in too high, or cover two. Sorry, cover two.
Right.
And force them to run you out of it.
I don't, because cover two is the worst. Not the worst. It's not a great run defense because your supports are your corners, and if your corners are playing soft cover two, you're soft in the box. You only got 6-man box, and so you're kind of outmanned sometimes. So cover two sucks unless you have really intelligent safeties to come down and make on the run. But most safeties love to play in those half shells, and got to protect the deep because you are the deep protector. So I don't like the cover two look, but this is 3rd and long here, so.
3rd and 14 for Kasuga, taking a shot. It's caught.
Wow.
Into Orem territory. Jackson Allred.
What a throw. What a throw.
This is a 14-year-old quarterback, by the way.
What a throw. Look at here. Great combination route. They run a switch right on the outside, but he hits the post. Understanding the man coverage and got ISO on this inside, but pressure in his face. Great job.
Now they go to Beckstead. Got Orem on their heels a little bit. Picks up about 4 yards on the carry. What a response. 3rd and long, and he throws that. What a play. And we got an injury on the field. Jacob Mamoto is the injured Tiger. So while they're attending to Jacob, we're going to take a short break. 10:20 left to play, 3rd quarter. 14-10. Timpview leads Orem.
It all starts with a smile. To To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
All right. Oh, let's get it. Put your hands down like this. Yes. Yes. Yes.
At UCCU, we
All right. Oh, let's get it. Put your hands down like this. Yes. Yes. Yes.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
We are back at Rice-Eccles Stadium, and this is the part of the game that unfortunately happens, but we never want to see. An Orem Tiger player was injured. Jacob Emoto is the player that is now on a stretcher. As a precaution, they've strapped him to the board and now are putting him into the ambulance. Let's wish that young man the best. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, and not really thinking about football right now.
No, not at all. This is definitely something serious, especially if they have to keep his helmet on.
Guys, I guess best signs, he did have movement in his legs and his hands. And at first he was holding his shoulder, so obviously he felt the pop or something. But he did have full movement of his extremities and everything.
They've got the family there with him, which is good.
That's the senior on this football team, you know, playing this game at Rice-Eccles Stadium. This game is as much entertaining as we love it. It's very violent, and things like this happen. So our prayers and wishes and best wishes go to Emoto and his family as they take him off the field here. It's a very serious moment for this Orem football team.
So the players will start to get warmed up here again. Been paused for more than 15 minutes here, almost 20 minutes, sorry. We've been a moment here, so of course we respect the medical officials and trainers that took the time to make sure that Jacob was in the best situation possible for his health and safety. So wish that young man the best. Sight you never want to see. That ambulance is always there in the corner of the stadium. You never want to see it come out on the turf. But we are grateful for those first responders that are here to take care of any situation that comes up. So thoughts and prayers are with Jacob Emoto and his family. And now we have to get back to football. Both teams have the difficult situation of having to get back here and playing. And just like that, out of the gate, Micah Beckstead takes it to the house. 42 yards for the touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Right out of that long pause, because you didn't see this. Even Mike Beckstead, he had big gains in the first half, but there almost looked like there was only 10 guys out there. I mean, I don't think there was, but the way that ended up, it was just really unfortunate, you know, for the Orem defense. But Micah Beckstead,
You can see his speed once he gets out in the open. We see him run between the tackles, but he had a chance to show off his speed there.
But honestly, he was so wide open, he could have jogged all the way. That offensive line blocked that up so perfectly. Look at this, untouched.
That hole was massive. Look right there, number 56.
This is, yeah, that's tough. Coming right out of the break, first play, just a basic run play to get everybody warmed back up, and he just
I mentioned number 56, Kalani Uvalu, cleared the way, opened up a big gap, and Timpview with a strike here, just less than 2 minutes into the second half, and they take a 21-10 lead. So they score on their first possession of the second half. Let's see if Orem can answer. Isaac Hudson will kick off.
Returnable.
That is a returnable kick. Here we go. Right up the middle. Now he's going to cut it out to the outside, and he's not going anywhere. Timpview all over it. Decent return, past 20.
Great job by that courage.
That was Ziongi on the return.
Getting right in between the blockers and that returner right there. It's the hardest thing about kick return is it's all about timing, right? Your blockers have to have the right timing with your kick returner. If they block too early, there's too much of a gap between the returner. If they block too late, then the returner's running into it and everything's ground up. It has to literally be perfect timing.
Keep your eye on number 2, Roger Saliaponga. Had a quiet first half, just 1 catch for 7 yards. Let's see if Reynolds tries to go to him here. Just right out of the gate. They didn't waste any time.
Right to him.
Right to Saliaponga.
Good call here. Is a short stick route on the RPO. Yeah, if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to go to him. He's an extreme talent, big-bodied receiver, great hands. He could take over this football game if they allow him to. And Reynolds and Saliaponga, they have a connection. They just have to make it work and go to it early and often.
Asher Young in motion. Had some, too many people moving there. That's going to set back the Golden Tigers.
I'll set them back. Now 2nd down and 12.
Second down, 11 yards to go at the 23.
Clock's rolling here.
Going to hit 9 minutes left in the third quarter. 2nd down and 11. Reynolds is going to throw it over the top. He's open. Oh, Saliaponga dropped it. Roger Saliaponga had it. He knows he had a chance. He had a chance to take it all the way.
That's the thing. As we said, watching that Wasatch game last week against Timpview, they have holes deep in this defense if you take your shots. Asher Young and Saliaponga were both wide open on that. Saliaponga kind of got T-Rex arms here. Just go get it. Go get it. Make that catch. That was a beautiful ball by Reynolds. Got to make that happen. In this type of game, you're down by 11. It's now 3rd and 11. You have to make those plays. Those are the big-time plays that you need in clutch situations like this.
3rd and 11, Timpview showing pressure. They're going to bring the heat. Reynolds gets rid of it. That's too high. Ooh, nasty hit. It's intercepted. Timpview intercepts the pass. They did not call a penalty on that headshot on Roger Saliaponga.
Because Saliaponga
Haven Holiday
down.
with the pick.
Holiday with the pick. Amazing job at having patience over the middle, but a ball a little bit too high. Receivers going over the middle. They know it, like they got the potential to be hit right there. And if you throw the ball too high,
Timpview does get penalized on the play, but after the interception. So the play stands. Timpview will take over. Saliaponga got rocked on the high pass. Tough sequence there for Orem. They had the deep ball. It was in Saliaponga's hands. He couldn't hold it. And then on the next play, Reynolds is just way too high on the pass, and it's intercepted. And then one of their best players, Roger Saliaponga, takes a shot.
Paid the price.
Up high. He's still in the game, so he looks to be okay. But Timpview now can deliver a crushing blow here, and Beckstead is just too tough. Beckstead breaking tackles, running right through the heart of that Orem Tiger defense, and he easily picks up another first down. Look at this run.
Shedding tacklers like it's nothing. Making this Orem defense look like it's scout team. Tough, tough running by Beckstead. Wow.
They go to him again. Beckstead into the end zone, carrying Orem defenders for the touchdown.
He's making a snow angel.
Snow angel, why not?
Hat trick. Wow, wow, wow. Just hand the ball off, right?
Yeah.
Do I even have to throw if I'm Kasuga?
Beckstead's getting it done. His second touchdown of the game. Actually, that's his third. 2 this half. 3 touchdowns for Micah Beckstead. And Timpview can take a 28-10 lead with the extra point. As Dusty said earlier in the first meeting, it was the second quarter where Timpview was able to separate themselves from Orem. And in this second meeting, it's been the third. The extra point is good, 28-10. Timpview takes a commanding lead. With 2 Beckstead touchdowns here in the second half. That one after the interception by Haven Halliday. .8:10 remaining third quarter. Now Timpview's got their work cut out for them. In games like this, Sly, especially when you let's be honest, you're the underdog. They're the 11th seed, trying to take on the number 2 seed. There's plays in the game that you got to make to take advantage of the opportunity you have when you have it, and they didn't on that drive.
No, not at all. And to give Timpview credit, man. You know, when opportunities present themselves, you got to take advantage. This offensive line had a great opportunity to block something up perfectly. And they did. They did it with effectiveness. And Beckstead, his talent at the running back position, as you said, he's put up some amazing numbers this year, adding to that total here in this football game. But Beckstead's a talent, and he's getting into the end zone with ease.
Iongi can't field it. The ball's going to go in the end zone for the touchback. So the Tigers will start their next drive at the 20-yard line with 8:10 to play third quarter. Down 18, not out of it though, but they got to get going here. They've allowed 2 touchdowns to Timpview here in the first 3 minutes and 50 seconds of the half.
It just looks right after that injury.
Yeah, it kind of took the air out of the tires, didn't it?
It did. It did. They look really out of sync. Like even just dropping that kick return right there, he was catching it with all arms.
Timpview's going to bring the heat. Now they back off. Reynolds in the pocket. Throws a strike to Iongi. That's a first down. Maybe that'll calm the nerves a bit. Get them back, juices flowing again. Now outside of the 35 to the 36-yard line.
As we said, man, take these like nice short shots here that the defense is getting you. They're playing a lot of zone, which they played a lot of zone last week against Wasatch. But you play the zone, you got guys like Iongi and Saliaponga who can find their way through a zone.
4 receivers. Reynolds steps up. Now he's in trouble. He's going to go down. Reynolds sacked at the 34-yard line. Multiple Timpview players get in on the action.
Yeah. Second down and long here.
Loss of 2.
Pressure coming off the edge.
Reynolds gets rid of it quickly. Catch is made by Saliaponga, but he's down right where he makes the catch, so he gets to the 40. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Short out route right there. Great delivery. Third and manageable here.
Pressure comes. Reynolds is going to try to run for it. Short. He's just short.
Great pull down right there.
Nice job by Timpview.
Getting out of the pocket here, because he could have turned this corner. Great job at pulling him down. Making sure he gets nothing after that tackle.
You guys, they gave him the first down on that.
They gave him the first.
I thought he was almost 3 yards short. Are you serious?
They got the mark.
All right.
So 1st and 10 Orem. Right at the middle.
Chutoa.
Sly's just underestimating how long Lance Reynolds III is.
Apparently. Go gadget arms.
Excuse me, he reached that past that first down marker. All right, let's see, they're moving down the field. They're taking their opportunities here, right? Like, you got to go short, right? And then you got to hit it deep when you're going to get this one-on-one where you can beat these DBs on a skinny post from the outside or a fade route.
2nd and 5 from the Timpview 49. Reynolds, quick hit. Young, he's got the first down. He's still running.
He's a baller.
Inside the 40, down to the 39.
He's your Renfro, right?
Yeah.
Sly, that whip route was nasty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He is a ball. He can get open against man and zone. He's extremely, extremely elusive. And tough. Tough. Love working the middle with him.
Youngie moves the chains. 1st and 10.
Give
Reynolds.
it back to him. Oh.
Now he's going to run for it. To the 35. Ooh,
oh,
late
that's
hit.
a penalty.
That's an easy call.
That's
you
an
can't
easy
do that.
call. Uh-oh. Is he all right? Looked like he took a spill there. But that was definitely a late hit. That's the easiest call that they can make.
Shaken up a little bit. Yeah, he's definitely... Again, penalties. This has been Achilles' heel for Timpview with some of these undisciplined 15-yard penalties that happen. Yeah, you can't do that.
That was just not smart at all. I think as soon as he extended his arms, he realized that he's like, oh. Right, well, this gives you 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. But they've been in this position a couple other times and not came through with the touchdown. They got a blocked field goal, and then they got a field goal out of one, but they've got to come through with something here. They need a touchdown. Field goals aren't going to win you this football game.
Youngie makes a cut. Nice run. A gain of about 7 or 8 on
Tough.
1st down.
This is 2nd down. I'd take a shot.
And guys, this Orem sideline really needs this drive to finish in 6. It has been so flat since that injury.
Yeah.
It's gotten cold down here, and they really need it.
It's a great observation, Dusty. We mentioned it. It's just, it took the air out of him. It really did. And you can imagine seeing a teammate being put into an ambulance, how devastating that can be. To have to turn around immediately and start playing physical football, emotional football, that's a lot to ask.
Well, I mean, as you said, they scored 2 touchdowns.
Was the play right after that we started. Micah Beckstead, not to take anything away from his play, but it looked like everyone was standing around watching him running into the end zone, right?
He could have walked.
It was weird.
He could have lightly jogged into that end zone. It was so wide open. It was almost like a play that should have been called back. Like, wait, we were just playing. It was just an off feeling, and yeah, that was just a different play coming right out of the injury.
It'll be 2nd and 2 when we come back. We'll take a break. 28-10, Timpview leads Orem, but the Tigers are in the red zone.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity. For your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Back to the action at Rice-Eccles Stadium, 2nd down and 2. Reynolds going to hand it off. Up the middle, not much there.
Got the first down, though.
But it is enough for the first down.
Got the first down, all right.
Guess who? True Toa.
So now, Toa time kicked in. Now you got 3 downs here. What are you gonna do? It's all about play calling here. Oh, you can catch Timpview without.
They have a personnel issue here. Reynolds.
Swing routes, hit it.
He's got it. Oh, it's dropped.
He's gotta hit that earlier. Yeah, it's all about play calling here. What are you gonna do?
2nd and 10.
Hey guys, a note on that delay. It was not a timeout. They had unsportsmanlike stuff they wanted to clear up with both coaches. There wasn't a flag thrown on it, but they wanted to bring both coaches together to get it cleared up, whichever it was.
Smart, you know, these teams, crosstown rivals, they know each other, but they got a lot of bark with them.
It's an emotional game. There's a lot of stuff, probably stuff we don't even know. Reynolds to Iongi, inside the 5.
That guy is tough.
Down to the 4-yard line.
Big 3rd down coming up here.
3rd down and goal from the 4 after Iongi makes this play. Stephen Strong with the tackle.
Man, he was looking for that cut back there, Sly. I thought maybe he's going to come at me. He cut right back up the middle of the field.
You got to be really decisive there. If you take that cutback, it's got to be wide open.
3 backs on this set with Reynolds. They're going to try to power it in. Fumble! The ball's on the turf. Oh.
That would have been a touchdown.
It would have been.
There was
Cole
a
Johnson,
lot of push. Look,
They never got the ball in the belly. Johnson never got it in the belly, and he was able to recover it, but that is a setback.
They got a lot of push on that, and he would have followed right behind those double blockers of his.
They're going for it on 4th down and goal from the 3. Same play, same formation.
And do that bootleg here.
Now they're shifting right. Going heavy right. Reynolds going to throw.
He's open.
He's got him. Touchdown, Orem. Eniasi Matina with a touchdown. And the Tigers cut into that Timpview lead. They had to have that slide. They got it.
Had to. A must to stay alive here. That was a 3-score game. Now they're going to cut it down here to make it a 2-score game. They're right back in it. They got a whole 4th quarter, so they got to keep fighting. But as Dusty said, as you said, you know, they needed that for this sideline. This sideline needed to get back into this game. They needed to have some hope. And that's exactly what that is. Lance Reynolds, as easy as that pass may look on your TV screens, that touch pass is really, really difficult, especially on 4th down, running out of the pocket there.
The extra point is good, and the lead is 11. So the Tigers with a touchdown that they absolutely had to have. Well executed. I thought run all the way, and maybe Timpview did as well, and excellent play call.
Yes, it was a formation that nobody's seen before, right? It's something that hasn't traditionally been run by this Orem team. Especially the jump shift, and so Timpview has to check their technique. It's like, okay, what do we do when they do this? Orem caught him by surprise, and it was a great play on 4th down. That might have even been a 2-point conversion play for them because they were in that range. A great job at converting that. Great job of running the route in the end zone. They ran the route in the end zone, so he catches it for the touchdown.
Now, I don't know that Timpview's ever seen the sprint right option out of power I formation.
It's a double power eye there.
Power is the key word there. There was a lot of guys in the backfield there.
Yes, there was.
Wasn't pretty, but Orem gets the touchdown on 4th and goal. 2:20 left to play 3rd quarter. So now, if Timpview's going to continue this rally, they've got to get a stop. And here in the second half, they have not been able to do that. Micah Beckstead is a beast, and not many teams in the state have had the ability to contain him. They're going to have to do that the rest of the way here in order to make up this deficit. So we'll see what Timpview does offensively on this drive. But Beckstead has been brilliant. And when you're talking about how brilliant a running back has to be, you can't go without mentioning the offensive line. The Timpview offensive line has been very, very good in this game.
Right?
Very good. I don't think Kasuga's been touched. If you got a freshman quarterback, you better have a really good offensive line to give him the time he needs to do what he's supposed to do, and they've done that. And open up some huge holes for Beckstead. Returnable ball. Kazon Villa's got a lane. That's trouble. Villa's past midfield. 20, 10, touchdown Timpview. Kazon Villa, 90 yards for the kickoff return touchdown. Special teams.
It's a terrible kick. That was a Utah kick right there.
Yep.
That was a terrible kick. You can't get much worse than that kick. It was low line drive. Your coverage team didn't even get down there to be able to affect any or cut off any of the blockers. He went to the middle, cut right back out, untouched. That was a horrible kick. That was the worst kick you could do. In that situation, in any situation, you don't give your team an opportunity to make a play. It's a terrible kick.
That is a gut punch for the Tigers. And what a play for Timpview. Kazon Villa, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast. He's played quarterback, he's played running back, he's played receiver, and now on special teams on a return, he makes a big play for Timpview. He has been sensational for them all year long, willing to do whatever it takes, whatever the team needs to win. Kazon Villa has done it. And here he is in the biggest game of the year yet for this Timpview team. And he delivers a gut punch to the Orem Tigers. All that momentum the Tigers just built up, gone in 15 seconds.
It's truly unfortunate.
He wasn't even touched.
He wasn't touched, and it take it personally because I used to play special teams, and I hated when my kicker didn't do those type of things. They make it so hard on us. You know, because the kick team, all they got to do is essentially block for 2 seconds, and they can get back to the 40 or 50-yard line. And there was such a cavity because it wasn't able to be covered. Like, that had some hang time on there.
Young, he's got a running start, but he meets up with some Timpview players in the middle of the field there. Gets it out to about the 26. for the Tigers. So now Tigers have got to rally here. They've had a lot of adversity here in the second half. They saw a teammate go down and have to be removed by ambulance. The Beckstead runs. They were able to get that 4th down touchdown a moment ago, but as soon as they do that, Kazan Villa takes it to the house on the kickoff return, and once again, they're down 18 with less than 2 minutes remaining, third quarter. Let's see how they respond. Reynolds is going to keep and throw. Catch is made by Cole Johnson. It's going to move the chains.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they let the special team play happen because now it puts pressure on them. Now you got to go at a tempo that you're not really used to. You got to score. This is a 3-score game now, so you have to score here quick. Got to get at least a touchdown here in this third quarter. While
Timpview brings the blitz. Reynolds avoids it. Great play by Reynolds. There's a flag down. Ooh, that was almost intercepted. We'll see what the call is.
Sly, he would have ran for like 20 yards, JJ. Sly.
No question. The defender was right there. I thought he was pulling up because his guy went upfield. But his guy didn't go upfield. I don't know why he tried to force that ball in there. Get that first down with your legs. Or if he saw the penalty marker.
Yeah, let's, we got a Timpview player that's now injured. Wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I think the Timpview player is just down. He landed on the ball.
Yeah.
And I think he just knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, he's up and moving, so. That's Taki Ilui Lakepa. Reynolds. Ooh, big hit. Boston Salenbeck with the catch. Pakahonga came up and made the shot.
Big hit. Second and long here.
2nd and 9 to be exact from the 39-yard line. Catch is made. We got a flag. Young with the catch. Let's see what the call is.
Kind of hard. Threw it during the play, almost like it was in an offensive interference, like a pick route.
Yeah, that was strange timing, right?
Right.
Be curious to see what this is.
But it looks
nothing
like
obvious.
Looks like they're pointing at Timpview. So either defensive holding or illegal hands to the face or something.
Okay. They caught Halliday, who had an interception earlier. Orem head coach Gabe Sewell. Three of his 4 sons playing professional football, and the youngest, Noah, is a star at Oregon.
Star.
One of the best players in the country.
No question. Going to be like a 1st or 2nd round draft pick. He is a monster for sure.
And easily one of the best high school football players in the history of the state.
No question about that.
Noah was unreal. I think in his semifinal game his senior year, he averaged, I've got to go back and find this, I think he averaged over 20 yards a carry in his semifinal game his senior year.
It was a man amongst boys. It didn't look fair. He was so big and physical, so difficult to tackle.
And that was after a couple of runs that came back because he kept hurdling guys.
Yep.
That's illegal.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Dusty. One of the great high school football players all time in the state. His brother Panay as well. We knew when Panay was a sophomore that he was destined for big time. He was just a freak.
Well, and Nephi was awesome at Desert Hills.
Absolutely was. So I don't know if people knew this about Nephi. He had a devastating neck injury his junior year in high school that almost ended his football career. Went through surgery, worked his way back, and came back and played his senior year and ended up having an MVP season and winning a state championship at Desert Hills. One of the great stories I've covered in high school football.
And a game-winning touchdown in the championship game.
Nephi, I don't think people knew. A lot of people may not know that about Nephi, but his career almost ended before it started. And think about what he was able to accomplish after that neck injury. Winning state and then obviously winning a Pac-12 championship at the University of Utah. Great story. So the Sewell family's seen a lot and been through a lot. They've certainly left their imprint on high school football in this state. Orem with a big run on 1st and 10. That's Trutoa again.
It's great running. He's been great all day. He's been really, really great all day. They're pressing forward here as this clock continues to wind down here. They need to get some plays in here. As I said, time is not in their favor right now. This is a 3-score game. They need to score here at the end of this quarter, give themselves a couple opportunities in that 4th quarter.
This could be the final play of the 3rd. Reynolds on 1st down. He's going to connect with Asher Young.
That's crazy. He had Salapunga on the 7 route. If he waited one more second.
Gets down to the 22-yard line. That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. After 3, Timpview leads their crosstown rival Orem 35-17 in the 5A semifinals. We'll be right back after this.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
All right, oh, let's get it. Put your hands down like this. Yes. Yes. Yes.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
At UC
The fourth quarter begins. In this 5A semifinal, the Timpview Thunderbirds are the 35-17 lead. The Orem Tigers are threatening at the Timpview 22. Reynolds on 2nd and 3.
Hit him, hit him.
There it goes. Caught, touchdown Orem. Finally they connect. Roger Saliapanga with his first touchdown of the game.
I'll tell you, that 7 route, it was open 2 plays ago, and then it was open right there. That is a beautiful route, and I'm telling you, that route is going to be open later in this fourth quarter. So this is exactly what they needed. They needed to score at the end of the third quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter here. Great throw here by Lance Reynolds.
That's his best throw of the day.
Yeah, no question. But that's exactly what they needed, and this will get them momentum. Now they got to get stops on defense, which they can do. They can do that. Get stops on defense, get the ball back, and they have to score and tie this game up.
The guys looks like they're going to go for 2.
Makes some sense.
Well,
Get within 10.
It does.
They're going to have to eventually.
It makes sense because on one of those drives, they can do a field goal and it'll work. Oh, nice run it.
Reynolds sidesteps the defender, throws it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Asher Young, we've got a 10-point game.
Right, so now those possessions I'm talking about, they get score touchdown on one, they can get a field goal on another. So if they get stalled on the next drive that they have, they can do a field goal and it'll be all right.
This is a massive play. First, the touchdown.
Great throw, great throw.
That's perfect. That's how you do it as a quarterback. That is right on the money.
Beautiful. Saliapanga, man, I tell you, 6'4" body frame. He's a big target, big talent. If you can get him the football, good things will happen. Now it's up to this Orem defense. They got to get a stop. They got to stop Beckstead and get some pressure on Kasuga because he's sitting in that pocket. And as talented as he is, if you give guys like that time, it's going to be hard. Look at that great juke move right there. Patience. Get it to your great guy in short yards right there, Asher Young.
What a play by Reynolds to avoid the rush there. That's a big play. As you just explained, just a huge play because now you can get a touchdown, extra point, and a field goal to tie it as opposed to having to score 2 touchdowns.
I mean, look at that. Faleti Youngie is the 10th grader. Asher Young is a junior. And Roger Saliapanga is a junior too. Lance Reynolds, he's also a junior.
This is a young team.
Those are the 3. Chutola is also a junior.
This is a young, the Tigers are young. I remember first game of the year we went out in practice, talked to Gabe Sewell, and he talked about how young his team was.
Right.
That was they knew they had some talent, but they were concerned about the experience. And they knew it was going to take some time for these guys to get comfortable.
Great sky kick.
Fair caught at the 30. So that's where Timpview will start this drive.
Oh.
Let's see what Timpview does offensively.
No, they wanted to keep it away from Kazan Villa there, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to return that kick.
But it gives them the ball at the 31-yard line.
Does Timpview just go with a heavy dose of Beckstead, try to kill this clock and get out of here?
I don't
or do they continue to be aggressive?
But here's my thing is, if you give it to Beckstead, that's not necessarily you being conservative.
That's fair, absolutely fair.
With this offensive line, that's not saying I'm being conservative. I'm still running my offense.
They do go to Beckstead. Orem wraps him up. No gain. Maybe a yard. They'll give him a yard. It's exactly what Orem wants to do here is bottle up Beckstead.
Well, that's what they needed. There's some more juice on the sidelines. A little more juice than there was in that third quarter from Orem.
And not only that, Orem's got to take advantage of mistakes from Timpview. You looked at Vea, he was the best tackler on that play on Beckstead. He got his way twice.
Beckstead breaks one here. Found a hole almost to midfield, up to the 47-yard line. They'll be giving him a 48. That's what Orem couldn't have happen.
Right.
Big runs by Beckstead. Chunk plays.
I don't know how he's squeezing through on that.
You can't arm tackle him.
No, you cannot.
They've got to get low and drive him back. They cannot arm tackle him.
You got to meet him face to face at the line of scrimmage and drive him back.
1st and 10 from the 48. Kasuga's going to hand it off again. Beckstead patiently finds his spot. I love the way he runs with patience, Sly.
Yeah, I mean,
really patient runner.
Really, really is. And it's beautiful to watch, man. You get these running backs who have that patience, and it literally it hurts a defense, man. You get a running game that you can just run, and then you got a quarterback who can throw it over the top. And the defense will be thrown for a loop all game.
Orem wraps him up there. It's going to force a 3rd down and about 5. Beckstead getting work on this drive. They're going to bring Beckstead out for this play. Atawaya is going to come in. So let's see if Timpview is going to throw the football here on 3rd and 4. Kasugan shotgun with Atawaya. He's going to pull it, throw it. Wide open. 1st down and more. Timpview down to the 30. Kazon Villa. He does it all.
Really does. Comes in motions over there, and they do the play action, so they forget about the motion, and he was wide open on the sideline right there. Great play call. Great delivery and calm in the pocket by Kasuga as well.
9.5 minutes to play. Timpview moves the chains, and they're going to chew up more clock. They're letting that play clock go. Down under 10, down to 5. They get it off. Beckstead back in, he gets the handoff. They wrap him up, but not before he gets, he pulled him. He carried some Orem defenders 2 or 3 yards after first contact.
Pick up
nice run on 1st down, 7-yard gain.
7 yards on 1st down. Falling forward, your demeanor goes forward. It's tough O-lineman, man. I don't know what it's like being O-lineman. You're always getting rolled up.
Doing the dirty work.
Yeah.
Beckstead again. They get him stopped short of the 1st down.
Big 3rd down.
They're going to give him 1 or 2 yards, but big 3rd down here for sure.
They need a stop. They need a stop. If they can create a turnover here, punch the ball out, I'd call all blast blitz. I'd go 0 across the board because I feel like they're just going to give it to Beckstead right here. But I'd go 0 across the board and run a blast up and get pressure on Kasuga if he does throw the football.
Beckstead picks it up easy, 1st down. Down inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Timpview just grinding this Orem defense and salting away that clock. We're down to 7:45 to play. They are in the red zone. Taking their time with the play. 15 seconds on the play clock. The game clock's moving down as well, under 7.5 to go. Kasuga, we got a penalty flag. False start. That'll move it back to the 20. We'll redo 1st down. And the clock will continue to run. Different formation here. Timpview comes with trips to the bottom of your screen. Orem brings the pressure. They're going to run a screen. Beckstead, room to run through the secondary. Walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Micah Beckstead with number 4 on the day. What a game for the star running back for the Timpview Thunderbirds.
What a play call.
What a drive.
Kasuga, great delivery. Way to sell on the outside.
Look
Keep
at those big
dropping
heavies
back.
out there.
Spencer Fanu leading the way.
Wow. You can walk into the end zone when you've got that kind of offensive line leading the way on the
That's
screen.
exactly what he did.
Yeah.
He stopped running at the 4 and started pointing. Yeah. I'm all in there. You see the caravan that's in front of me?
Just like that, Timpview takes a commanding 42-25 lead. What a response by the Timpview offense here on this drive.
Watch this. I'm going to chill. I'm cool. Yeah. It must be fun being a running back in this offense with this offensive line.
Oh, man. Well, look at the numbers they put up this year.
Watch him chill. He chills about right here at the 4-yard line.
Look at that wall in front of him. Look at the All-American Spencer Fano driving guys into the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Not even fair. Well, Timpview showed us a lot there, I think. You know, Orem had stolen some momentum and got within 10. And Timpview came out with a statement drive there. Burned up a lot of clock. We're now down under 7 minutes. And that lead is now back up to 17. So a 3-score game once again. The Tigers are going to have to move quick.
And guys, think of this, that Timpview made a change of coach, not because Coach Andy Stokes wasn't doing a good job, but he moves to offensive coordinator. They bring in Donnie Atawaya, but just really giving Coach Stokes a chance just to get back with his family and everything else. And all of a sudden, this offense is taking off, and a lot of it is just due to that change. When I talked to Coach Stokes in the offseason, asked him if this was a decision he wanted, he said absolutely. That he needs some time with his wife. He's been dealing with cancer and everything else. And you've seen where he's been able to focus on football and just get ready with this offense, what it's meant to this team and how well they've been playing.
What a luxury is it, Dusty, to have 2 former head coaches as assistant coaches. Kerry Whittingham over there as well, who won a state championship.
Right.
Won championships as a head coach. So what a luxury that Timpview has some outstanding coaches on that sideline.
And on top of that, Andy Stokes is Mr. Irrelevant.
That's right.
How about that? Mr. Irrelevant.
He's part of that exclusive club. The last pick of, I'd have to look up the year of the draft. But Coach Stokes played at what is now known as Utah Tech. Let's see what Orem can do here. I go back to that game week 10, Sly, basically a region championship game against Lehigh. They never quit.
No.
You look at that final score and you're like, wow, Lehigh really took it to them. Oh no, Orem, they felt Orem in that game. Orem didn't quit. So they won't do the same here. They're going to come out here and try to continue to chip away with the belief that they can win. Ooh, big hit, man.
Yeah.
That's Taniela Macassini.
Defense is so aggressive. Look at him, get them all in that phase. Great coverage, great over the top, tight coverage. When you bring the blitz, you got to understand the ball is coming out quick, and that's exactly what happened there. Lance Reynolds saw the blitz and we're like, okay, I got to deliver it. Delivered it to his receiver, and the DB understood that as well.
Reynolds rolls right.
Give it to him.
Gonna take a shot
Nice.
deep. He's open.
Oh!
Overthrew him. Wide open. Boston Salenbeck. Salenbeck wide open. Reynolds just put a little bit too much on it. Again, there's been some missed opportunities for Orem. There's been some moments in this game that if they had taken advantage, the score might have been different. And they haven't been able to make those plays.
That's so unfortunate. So I don't know how many times in practice you run that route and like, oh, I'm not open. I'm kind of a decoy. I don't know what's connection. I can't see if that was Reynolds' fault or the receiver's fault, but all I know is he was wide open.
Back at it again. Reynolds avoids the rush. Now he's going to run. Through the tacklers, past midfield. Reynolds still running down to the 40. Nice play by Lance Reynolds III to not only pick up the first down with pressure coming, but to go for quite a long ways past midfield.
He has this ability, folks. Look at that. Great cut right there.
Could have called a late hit.
Could have called a late hit for sure. But here again, look, you're going to have Saliapunga. He's going to come open. He's in the slot right here. You got that safety. He's going to guard him. He's going to have one-on-one with the
First
safety.
and 10 from the 40. Catches made, tackles made quickly. Halliday. What a game Halliday's had. The interception earlier.
Big hits all over the place.
And then that.
Dislodging the ball away from Falati Irangi. That's what you do from that safety position right there.
Irangi takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That kid's taking some hits today.
He's tough, man. Every run. He does not shy away from contact. Gotta love players like that.
Clock stops, 5:47 to play. 2nd and 10 Orem. From the 40 of Timpview. Showing blitz. Against the pressure, throws and connects. Asher Young has it. Now to the 30. Gang tackled just short of the 30-yard line.
Oh, they gave it to him. First down.
They are going to move the chains, so that's a first down for the Orem Tigers.
They got to go with this no huddle time. It's not in their favor. They got to go, got to go. Got to go, got to go.
Clock runs. Reynolds takes the snap. After the motion, Irangi in motion. He's going to hand it off up the middle. That's not going to get anything. Clock will continue to run. Tua, the ball carrier. Orem's going to call a timeout. So will we. With 5:04 left to play in the 4th quarter, Timpview leads Orem 42-25 in the 5A state semifinals. We'll be right back after this.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it
KSL Sports, Game Night Live, and UCCU congratulate all this season's winners of the $500 UCCU Assist Scholarship. High school students from all over the state have been considered for this award for service rendered to family, school, and community beyond the rigors of busy schedules, great grades, and extracurricular activities. UCCU and KSL Sports value these students for going above and beyond all expectations. Final scholarship winners for the season will be announced next week during halftime of the state final football game to be streamed live on KSLSports.com. Thanks to UCCU for their dedication to these students and their willingness to give them a UCCU assist. UCCU, love where you bank.
Back to the action here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Orem Tigers 2nd and 10. The sack. They get there. Timpview makes the play. That's number 9.
Tuha.
Jeff Tuha, Jr., with his first sack of the game.
Great pressure coming off that edge and coming down and bending around that corner to come back for the quarterback. That's how you bring the pressure. Their edge pressure, I said, their linebackers play the alleyways really, really nicely. That's what he did when he came on that pressure there.
Sun setting here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Reynolds, the catch is made. Fighting forward, but not much past the 30 as Roger Saliaponga. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Pakahanga on the tackle. He had help. So really, this is Orem's season on the line right here.
This is the play.
Already down 17. They've got to have this. We're under 4 minutes to play. 4th quarter, 4th and 8. Reynolds in the pocket, pressure comes. He's not gonna get it off. He is wrapped. Oh, he's gonna break free. He did get out of there! But not enough for the first down.
He's gotta look for a receiver after that. He broke through that, made an amazing play, but he's gotta look for a receiver. Wow, look at this pressure. They had multiple opportunities to bring him down. He spins out.
How did he get out of there?
Almost Eli. He's got to look for a receiver right here. He's got to look for a receiver right there. It's not 4th and short. It's 4th and 8 and 9. You gotta look for a receiver, and his receivers gotta keep uncovering.
So Orem turns the ball over on downs. Timpview takes over with 3.5 minutes to play. And that may do it. Timpview's up 42-25. Orem showed a lot of heart and a lot of fight in this game. The 11 seed coming in here. We knew how good Timpview was. And the Golden Tigers gave him a fight, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Beckstead, we'll probably see a heavy dose of him here as they try to burn this clock and head back to Provo and get ready for a state championship match with Lehigh. The Orem Tigers, as we mentioned earlier, this is a young team, Sly. I think we're going to see them back on this turf next year. With the amount of talent they have coming back, that would not surprise me at all. And for Lance Reynolds III, Roger Saliaponga, Vladdy Iyangi, Chutoa, and a lot of these guys, this could serve as valuable experience moving forward.
Asher Young.
Ooh, Kasuga got hit hard. He's going to get up. He's okay. He looked a little awkward there for a moment.
Yeah, if you're
glad he's okay.
Getting ready to play in the national, in the state championship.
You see, he tried to slide down a little bit, and it was a little awkward. We don't need to see anybody get hurt here in the final 2.5 minutes.
Well, you definitely don't want your starting quarterback running plays like that.
No question.
I would have him out of the game, actually, if you're trying to just run out this clock. Yeah, he wouldn't even be in the game for me right now if I'm getting ready for that championship.
Kasuga's going to throw it. Intercepted. The Tigers are going to get the ball back with 2 minutes to play.
Great read right there.
Ammon Iono with the interception. Iono, a senior.
Great read. He knew exactly what was coming. Seeing that Kasuga stared down the route right there, as soon as he seen him staring at it, he just came straight downhill, intercepted that football. It's one of those you wish it was a pick six. He read it so well. It's just like, man, I just got to get in the end zone now.
Did not expect to see the Tigers back on the field on offense, but here they are. 2 minutes to go. They'll try to punch one in here and cut into that deficit. Reynolds steps up in the pocket, gonna run for it, keeps his feet. Down to the 16-yard line before he's tackled.
Gotta go no huddle. Go no huddle. Score, score, score.
Catch by Iyangi. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. No, they're going to mark him short.
Oh, wow.
I thought he scored as well.
No, they got him in. They got him in.
Okay, okay. Sorry, that just turned into the worst touchdown call of all time. I apologize, but I saw the referee get ready to mark him at the 3. It's like, no, he got to the pylon.
Sly, and I love what we saw earlier. He had a chance, go out of bounds, and nope, I'm going to put my foot in the ground and put a little lead in his helmet and get in the end zone.
Yeah, that's who he is, as we've seen on multiple plays right here. He does not go out of bounds. He does not shy away from contact, and that's a pure example as to why right there. Iyangi fight through that potential tackler and gets into the end zone. A go for 2 again here.
Make it a 9-point game. Nope.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Really stuffed up there. Now let's see what they can do. Great job here.
Nice block by Asher Young to help him finish it off.
So these are young skill positions. All these guys are coming back. Every single one of them. All coming back next year. So they're going to be a threat. They're all the way here in the semifinals, continuing to fight. As you said, week 10 against Lehigh. You would have expected Lehigh to just blow them out. Like, no. These guys gave them a fight all the way until the end. It was very, very interesting.
It was close for 3 quarters.
It's a lot of fight in this Orem football team. They love being out here on this football field, so they're going to give it their all for the 48 minutes.
See an onside kick here, I'm sure, with 1:24 to play. That's exactly what Timpview's playing for. They got the hands team up. They've only got one guy back. No secret what's happening here. Let's see if Orem can execute it. Kawe Akana will kick it. Got to go 10 yards. That's loose. That's free. Who got it? I think Timpview has it. That was well executed. They just could not come up with it. Hey.
Guys, they hit someone right in the face mask. I thought they had that for sure. Hit it right in the melon.
Yeah.
He had the ball.
Jeff Tuha Jr., very alert, comes up and makes sure to get that ball because that was live and that was an opportunity for the Tigers to get it. So Timpview will take over here at the Orem 47, and 1:23 left on the clock. The Thunderbirds will try to burn it and get out of here and get ready for a 5A championship matchup, a rematch with the Lehigh Pioneers. Timpview Lehigh in the first game was one of the best games of the year in Utah high school football, and we get to see it one more time.
What's going on? They got 12 people out there?
Yeah, they called timeout. Get that all sorted out.
And JJ, just see how fun Friday is going to be. Timpview, Lehigh, Corner Canyon, Skyridge. Just what we thought would happen.
Region opponents.
we will come and call and see whatever matchup, whatever teams earn their way. We have no favorites here
at all.
But let me say this. The 2 best teams in the state in 6A this year look to be Corner Canyon and Skyridge. Before the season started, I think if you'd asked who's going to be in that 6A championship, Dusty, who would you say?
Who's going to win it?
Who was going to be in it at the start of the year?
I thought from the beginning I had Corner Canyon, Skyridge.
Okay, so that's what happened. What did we think in 5A?
Timpview,
Lehigh and Timpview. So that's what we get. And so the teams, to their credit, the teams that were the favorite, the 1 and the 2 seed in both 1A and 2A, or sorry, both in 6A and 5A.
Messed the whole thing up. Box Elder had that game sewed up in Lehigh.
Hey, let's give a shout out to the Bees there, right?
Yeah.
They almost blew this up. They gave Lehigh all they wanted, but Dusty, this is what we thought we were going to get, and to the credit of Timpview and Lehigh and Skyridge and Corner Canyon, they got the job done, and they're going to be there on Friday. And now we're looking at the matchups, and I am really excited to see 1 versus 2 in both classifications go head-to-head.
Well, think of it. It's the 4 best teams in the state, bar none. And in our Rewind power rankings, we had Lehigh number 1. I mean, think of Lehigh They beat Corner Canyon and Timpview in the regular season, and then Skyridge beat Timpview, right? And then Corner Canyon beat Skyridge. So when you get them all muddled up, it's almost like we wish we had the semifinal in the college football playoff. The winners went on and played the real state champion. This is the year we could do that.
With these 4 teams?
That'd be pretty cool. But the fact that we're getting that in the finals is going to be fun. Credit to those teams for making it happen when the bullseye was on their back the entire season.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, Dusty, is I'm going to hit the 6A game real quick, is McKay Hillstead did not play in that first Skyridge Corner Canyon game.
And I got plenty of Skyridge people hitting my DMs reminding me that. It was a 10-point game without McKay Hillstead.
It's going to be different on Friday. That's all I'm saying. Just like McKay said last night, right?
Yeah.
What did McKay say when you interviewed him?
Yeah, he said he's ready. A little adversity never hurt anybody. Is that what you're going for?
Well, he said they better be ready. He says they're looking forward to it. I think Skyridge wants that rematch pretty badly. I don't think they were happy with their performance in that first game.
Well, they were up 14-0 in that first game and had to go away.
Yeah.
At home. And that was the other surprising part about that game. It wasn't just McKay Hill still be gone. It was that you're at home up 14-0 and it went away.
Yeah.
And Isaac Wilson, I will say this, he will not play like he did yesterday.
No.
Now, I think we didn't talk about this on the broadcast. I don't want to make a big thing of it. His older brother was in the stands. It was the first game that Zach got to watch this year of Isaac. And I think that maybe got him a little amped up. He wanted to put on a show for Big Bro.
Look,
nervous.
Can you imagine the amount of pressure that he has to play with? From the outside, right? So, I mean, I'm sure there's enough on the inside, but you got all these people. They don't call you Isaac. They call you Zach Wilson's brother.
Right.
That's tough. And so I have a lot of admiration for that kid. And, you know, the pressure that he's under to be able to perform as well as he has this year with all that pressure that, you know, if his name was Chris Johnson, he wouldn't have to deal with, right? Let's be honest.
Well, I was going to ask Mike Wilson, his father, if there's any type of support group between younger brothers of former first-round picks. If, like, Derek Carr founded a group after David was drafted.
Right.
Wow.
Kasuga.
Villa.
Oh, that's Kazon Villa. Kazon Villa takes it to the house, so Timpview's going to score. There's a flag on the play, though.
That's
after the touchdown,
after the play.
Okay.
Unsportsmanlike.
So Timpview's going to add to their win total here.
I don't know if they're looking for style points.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, right? Yeah, the Timpview wasn't content to running the clock and taking a knee. That's pretty aggressive late in the game.
I mean, if we're running the football, I can't tell somebody to stop.
Right. No, that's fair.
You know, especially if you have a wide open touchdown.
They're going to try to score. You got to stop them.
It's still 10 points. It's not like it was 30, right?
That's fair, too. So the extra point attempt is blocked. No good.
Saliaponga, guys.
Got that big frame out there.
Roger Saliaponga.
There is no quit in these Tigers.
No, they fight. Let's give them credit.
On extra points, semifinals.
Even the final minute when the game's out of reach, they're still fighting.
This game is essentially out of reach.
Yep, they played hard.
Yeah.
They are well coached and they played really hard. The 11 seed in the semifinals. We talked about it. They were an underdog today. They're young. You know, they do have that Orem Tiger swagger that they've earned over the last 5 or 6 years, but they were young. They had guys that were inexperienced that they needed to rely on this year, and it took them a while for it all to come together. And for this team to reach the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium is a big step for them. And then you look next year, especially if Lehigh makes the move to 6A, and it's just Orem and Timpview in Region 8 and in 5A. We'll see how realignment shakes things up. But this Orem Tiger team, I have no doubt, will have an opportunity, should have the opportunity, if with the talent they have and the coaching that they have, to get right back here next season. Squib kick.
Oh, great kick.
That's going the wrong way for Orem. They finally field it at the 20. Dancing around trying to get something, and he's brought down inside the 20. They'll mark him at the 22-yard line. 48 seconds left here. What a setting for high school football, giving these young men and young women, the cheerleaders and the dance teams and kids in the band and everybody a chance to be a part of this. And play on this turf under the lights, big college football venue.
Got one more here.
So the Tigers going to let this clock run out. Great season by the Orem Tigers. They showed a lot of fight. They made it farther than a lot of people maybe thought they would. The 11th seed in the 5A state playoffs. But their season's going to come to an end here. The Timpview Thunderbirds will win this 48-31. They will advance to take on the defending 5A state champion Lehigh Pioneers in an all Region 8 state championship game. 3 of the 4 semifinalists in 5A came from Region 8. Now these two rivals will shake hands. Spencer Fano and company will get a shot at a state championship as they try to restore that Timpview glory. The Thunderbirds have not won a state championship since 2014. 11 in their history. It's been 8 years. And so Spencer Fano will lead this team into a state championship game 1 week from today against the Lehigh Pioneers.
Great football game from the very start.
Intense the whole way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mekhi Beckstead definitely came with it. 4 touchdowns on the day. Well deserved. He ran so hard. And getting them ready for the state championship, it is not going to be a walk in the park for Lehigh. As the regular season matchup would tell you, this is going to be a very, very, very good state championship week next week between Corner Canyon and Sky Ridge and Timpview versus Lehigh. This is going to be just everything you want. You know, you guys said it. You know, your preseason predictions was definitely justified and made right here. It'll be at Rice-Eccles Stadium next week. Is going to be electric, and it's going to be awesome. Because then we got a Utah-Oregon game right after that.
Yes, both of us are going to get on a plane the next day and head out to Oregon. So hopefully that Utah-Oregon game means something. But what a week it's going to be for football in the state, both high school and college. State championships on Friday and then college football on Saturday. We have some state championship games going on right now in St. George. 1A through 4A. As the Timpview Thunderbirds celebrate.
Yeah. Tough matchup. Or tough way to end the season for Orem. They fought all the way through, man. As we said, they were the 11th seed here. Coming all the way to the semifinals. Making this one heck of a game to watch against their crosstown rivals in Timpview. Young roster that's going to be back next year. With a lot on their brains to come into the season with.
Let's go down to the field. Dusty Litzer standing by with Timpview head coach Donnie Atawaya.
Coach Atawaya, I mean, it's Timpview, so this seems like a long drought. How good does it feel? You're only, what, year out of getting into the state championship game, but how good does it feel to meet this goal and get to next week?
Awesome. It does, and it feels good just for the kids and, you know, what they've worked for this year. They've done a lot with regards to what we've been asked as, you know, as coaches for them to do, and they've responded. And so it shows up with our record and hopefully what we're going to try to do next week. So it's been good. Been good to see.
What
Kai Beckstead, such a bell cow for you. Can you speak of his effort, what he was able to accomplish out of the running back spot?
I've said it's his first game, Micah is Micah. And when it comes to Micah, he's going to say the first thing is he loves his line. And those 5 guys, they threw a lot of different stuff at us today. Orem did. And that's just going to show with the adjustments that they are asked to make, because it is hard to beat the same team twice.
Yeah.
It's hard, especially with Orem, with what they, the history that we have with Orem. It's good to see that they can make those adjustments.
I mean, talk about Kazon. He comes over with thinks he's going to have a chance. He plays quarterback at the beginning of the year, and then realizes, hey, I got to go play wide receiver. Helaman comes through and things like that. To see him come through with the big kickoff return and then the ceiling touchdown at the end, what does that say to your kids when it's like, hey, this guy's willing to do whatever he needs to do to help the team?
That's been what we've been trying to teach them all year long, is be the team. And for Kazon to come in and to do whatever role we've been asking of him, it's been great to see. I mean, he is a team player. That's the best thing I can say about Kazon. He is an athlete, but he is a team player.
One last one. How about Helaman? I mean, young freshman just continues to get better and better. And in the big moments at 3rd and 5, he stands right in, throws a nice ball. He throws a couple of nice balls to Tana Kua and others. How you see his development here, even in the playoffs as a freshman?
It's been awesome. Yeah, I've seen Helaman. He's played since the 8th grade, and we've seen him growing up through the Timpview youth program.
Right?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's calm, and our team trusts him. Our line trusts him. Our receivers trust him. Coach Stokes trusts him, and we all trust him. And so that's the one thing. The mantra of our team is just trust. We worry about us.
Awesome. Hey, Coach, congratulations. I know we got some people at Washington State. They're excited watching you win today.
That guy, I don't know, but good luck, Mark. Love you.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you. Back up to you, JJ. We'll be right back probably with Micah Beckstead here in a minute.
Thanks, Dusty. We'll get to Micah Beckstead here in a moment. Donnie Ottawaya's brother, Mark Ottawaya, is the running back coach at Washington State, former BYU player, former BYU running backs coach, and also was on the staff at Virginia. So people all over the country watching for different reasons with interest in this game. While we wait for Dusty to get Mr. Beckstead, just your quick thoughts on a Lehigh-Timpview final.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Special teams has played a role these last 2 days. It's been huge for a lot of teams, and I'm just wondering what's going to be the caveat in that game. Is it going to be Jackson Brousseau going off in that football game, or is it going to be Kasuga, the freshman, coming in and tearing down the wall and getting the championship for this talented Timpview team? What is it going to be? And there are plenty of weapons all across the board for both teams there. I can't wait for it. The defense played electric. This Timpview defense is so aggressive, so talented across the board in their DBs and linebacker sections, playing those alleyways, as we said. When they brought pressure tonight against Orem felt it. They felt it every single time, and that's what a lot of people have felt all single year. So this matchup, as we said, the Timpview-Orem matchup during the year, regular season, was one for the ages, and I think this championship game next week is going to be one for the ages as well.
That's the other side of it. Coach Sewell, the love you see in the eyes, man. Just having to say goodbye to a season like that is tough. So that's on the other side. That's football. We'll go down to Dusty Litzer, who's standing by with Micah.
Hey, Micah, first of all, man, I know right after that injury, you get that big touchdown run. You feel like you then kind of bent the wheel of that defense? Well, your first run in the second half, right? That big long touchdown run. You guys feel like you were able to break the will of the defense by running the football at them?
A little bit. Orem's kind of they come at you even though you might have thought you bent them, but
yeah,
they'll definitely keep going. So it was a battle to the end.
Talk about that screen pass, man. You get that screen over there. You caught them on the blitz, and then the walk-in.
I just like to walk in if I can. If I can walk in, I like to walk in, but just happened to be there, so just walked in.
It'll be a lot of fun. I know I heard just a second ago, Utah County matchup tonight, but a rematch against Lehigh. Not wanting you to put out any bulletin board material. They got you in a great game, probably the best game of the season that we've had this year. How fun is it to get the rematch and then to get it with everything on the line?
I'm excited. My team's excited. I know that we're going to have to prepare a lot this week, but it should be good.
Let's talk about your quarterback, Keelan Kasunga, and watch him just get better and better every week. Young 15-year-old, he's got so much is new to him because everything's new. How fun is it to watch him get better?
It's amazing, man. Only a freshman, and being able to produce that amount of numbers is just crazy. So I love watching him play, and I love playing for him.
And then how fun is it to watch Kuzan Villa, right? Guy finds a way on the field, finds a way to make an impact, and he does it in a big way.
Yeah, Kuzan's my guy. It's just so fun to be around, and so I'm glad to see him doing good things. So.
Hey, by the way, gotta love the bleached hair and stash, man. That's just good stuff there.
Yeah, I know. Got those two over there.
Hey, man, congratulations. Look forward to seeing you next week. All right, thanks, bud. Appreciate you, man.
Timpview and bleached hair in the semifinals and finals. It's a Timpview tradition unlike any other. We'll wrap things up here. First of all, before we say goodbye, I want to give a shout out. We had some other state championship games today. Layton Christian is the 1A state champ. They beat Kanab 55-19. San Juan completes an undefeated season. They take down Beaver 41-21 to win the 2A state championship. Right now at halftime in the 3A state championship, Morgan leads Juab 27-3. And tonight, Desert Hills will take on Crimson Cliffs for the 4A state championship. All those games taking place at Utah Tech. And next week on Friday, we will have state championship action here at Rice-Eccles Stadium, right here on Game Night Live. The 6A state championship between Sky Ridge and Corner Canyon. And then the Timpview Thunderbirds will take on the defending 5A state champion, the Lehigh Pioneers. All rematches from earlier in the season. That'll wrap things up for us here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. For Stevenson Sylvesters, Dusty Lister, and the entire Game Night Live crew, I'm Jeremiah Jensen. You've been watching Game Night Live. We will see you on Championship Friday. So long, everyone.